And okay, we are live. Welcome back, all you gamers out there that are listening and or watching us play. Sorry about last week. Nasty cold took me down, so we were unable to game. Um, so whence last we left our heroic band of adventurers, they had just finished helping the town of Dugan's Hole, who had a problem with some winter wolves, and yeah, um, they tunneled in through a Rimaraz tunnel and managed to successfully take out the winter wolves and save the town. Not only that, they brought them the Cauldron of Plenty and are now helping the town get back on their feet by feeding them stew. So tonight we are joined by Amanda playing Ursha, Connor playing Kikri, um, Jesse playing Korgash, Benito playing Merrick, and Mark playing Dagnall. Um, so you guys are back in the town of Dugan's Hole after successfully defeating the Winter Wolves. Um, and yeah, what would you like to do now?
Turn over where we left off. We had just gotten back, and I thought there was something we had to take care of. Do you guys remember?
We went to go take care of the giant. Realized it
Yeah.
wasn't a problem. It was an intelligent animal problem. Um, we turned around and came back. Told them where the supplies were so they could go get them. If that's my memory.
We had to bring back the missing peeps that were kidnapped.
Right. Yeah.
Don't forget you left the giant's lady friend. Oh wait, no, that
Oh,
that
few
was
towns ago.
That was
yeah,
I was
that
gonna
was
say, I think
towns
that
ago. My
was
goodness.
in the magical bee town.
Yeah, my bad. All right. So then, so I'm gonna say you guys are probably in the town lodge. Maybe you're partaking of the tasty stew for yourselves as well.
Tasty stew.
Um, are you going to talk to anyone while you're eating? What are you guys doing?
Hmm.
I'm reading a new book called The Fancy Tales of Fargo, Budapest.
Oh,
There's a lot of owl bear and second breakfast involved in that book.
What do you know? Kroger's reading that exact same book.
for any of you out
Rage in
there
it.
who don't know, to our listeners, Fargo Budapest is one of our players that were in the adventures before Icewind Dale. So if you want to hear more about the tales of Fargo Budapest, check out our YouTube channel, mind_games, and watch some of our earlier adventures. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Oh, Fargo.
All right.
Can't believe people would read that stuff. All it was exaggeration and fiction.
Yeah, the owl bear, like that guy would exist.
Fargo was the greatest thief to have ever thieved.
Yeah, and there was some guy named Pierre who thought he was the best at everything.
Okay, well, while you guys are eating at the town hall, um, I'm gonna say you're probably interacting with a few of the townspeople. And let's see. Dagnall, you overhear a rumor about um, some going on in Caerconnig, another town located in the Ten Towns. You hear that some of the local establishments have been beset by vandals and thieves that skulk about unseen. The town speaker, a dragonborn named Trovis, could really use some help catching the interlopers. And Ursha, you hear about Caer Denival, that no one has seen the town speaker for a long time. And some of the local folk say that Speaker Cranach has fallen ill, but sinister figures have been seen entering and leaving the castle at odd hours.
And what town was that?
Caer Denival? Do you need me to spell that for your Google Doc?
Yes, please.
Caer dash Dineval.
Din.
Eval.
Thank you.
Caer Denival.
So, Denival is pretty far from here. You would have to fly straight east for, oh boy, it would take days.
What if you can't fly?
Then you're going to have to walk. And it's not a very fun walk. Because once you get past these waters and you get to Lake Denishire, the northern part of Lake Denishire is hugged by hills and even mountains. And you might have to walk across the ice.
Yeah.
So I have put you guys on the Icewind Dale map. You're in Dugan's Hole. I'm pinging it. Caer Denival is all the way up here. And then Caer Konig, where you heard the other rumor, is one town further. There are some other towns, maybe a little bit closer, but they're all kind of, well, I mean, you've been to East Haven. You've been to Goodmead. You were in Bryn Shander for a short time. You really haven't been to the towns that are on Mere Dalton, which is the other lake in this area. So there's still quite a lot of exploring for you guys to do. You can certainly choose to go to Caer Denival or Caer Konig, but you could also choose to go to one of the other towns that are out there as well. There's still Tourmaline, Lonely Wood, Targos, Bremen. So you got some ones out there, and since you do have a guide with you, you're not really limited to just following the road. You can choose to go somewhere else.
People are in a pretty bad place right now. I mean, anywhere we go, I'm sure if you're looking to help people, anywhere we go, there's going to be people to help.
So Caer Konig's the closest.
Well, not quite. I mean, you're kind of Caer Denival's closer than Caer Konig. But if you look at the map and you zoom in just a little bit, you guys are at the very bottom of the 10 towns now at Dugan's Hole.
I have no idea when you put this map on where we are.
I'll ping it. Yeah, somebody's else
You
is
see me
pinging it.
pinging it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
So that's where you guys are. Caer Denival is all the way up here. And then you have other towns over here like Targos and Bremen. So either way you look at it, you're going to be traveling a little bit. It's approximately 4 hours just from Dugan's Hole to Goodmead. Then Goodmead to Caer Denival is going to be at least another 8 hours, if not further. Same with Goodmead to Bryn Shander. If you go by the way of Bryn Shander, there's a few more towns out that way for you to go visit than there would be than if you just went to Caer Dineval.
They're closer.
I'm sorry?
And they're closer. And probably a little bit easier to get to. Also, just because the terrain is rough up there.
Very
But
true.
they'll eventually lead us that direction.
It's up to you guys. I mean, you can choose to try to visit every single town in the 10 towns and help everybody along the way. Or you can choose to hit another town or two or three or whatever and then venture out further if you want beyond the 10 towns.
Like there's any reason you'd want to go beyond these things.
Well, eventually we got to find the Frost Maiden.
I don't understand why people keep wanting to fight a god.
Kill it.
Can you kill a god?
Not right now. But
Like,
once I hone my skills a little bit, maybe.
I mean, like a bigger question.
Who knows? Maybe I can kill a god. I don't know.
I heard that there were adventurers several years ago that took on Tiamat and lived.
Yeah, but did they kill her?
Oh,
And somehow I doubt that this god is as powerful as Tiamat.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Die?
Yeah.
Well, that could be the one way.
Be a god or die trying.
Yeah, we're gonna stand in between Oral and Tiamat and let them both attack us and see which one kills us first.
Maybe we can get them to attack each other.
You might have a shot at beating a god if we did it that way.
Yeah, I think so. They have a god battle royale, and we'll take on who's left.
So what's the next closest city that we haven't been to that we could aid?
You're looking at either Targos or Caer Dineval. If you're doing it that way. Honestly, Targos might be about 2 hours further than Caer Dineval, but Targos does have other towns closer to it than Caer Dineval does. So once you're done in Targos, you could go to another town that's fairly close without having to travel back another 10 to 16 hours.
And Hiku's pretty certain that you're going to find people who need help no matter where we go. So if we just asked where the closest town was, we would find people there who needed something.
Well, you're the guide. Is that what you think? Is that the best way to go? Without getting ourselves killed and help people.
Do either of those jobs sound like things you need to do right now, or do you just want to hit the next town on the way?
I'm good with the next town on the way. I don't know about anybody else, but
You know, I'm not entirely sure that you guys did much in Bryn Shander either, honestly. I mean, you did kill the guy that was offing the sacrifices, but that
that's
did start in East Haven, so it's possible that Bryn Shander still needs help as well.
I mean, that works for me.
sure.
So you guys want to... Bryn Shander and Caer Dineval are about the exact same distance from where you're at, so you got your choice.
But Bryn Shander has more things around it.
It does, most definitely.
And Bryn Shander has walls.
Walls are good.
They're boring there, but they got walls.
They also have the murder hotel, murder tavern.
Oh, Murder Tavern!
Oh, we should go revisit Murder Tavern. Dagnall's never seen Murder Tavern. Maybe she wants to see it.
She's not missing much.
I don't know. I had fun.
Of course you did.
The
When
only-
you're doing the murder in Murder Tavern isn't so bad.
Very true. All right. So looks like you guys are going to go back to the murder tavern. So let's take a look here.
See what you missed, Mook.
Yep.
Okay.
We don't know for sure whether or not it is a murder tavern. We just know that more murders than normal seem to happen there.
This is true. Okay. So good mead.
And clerics love Murder Taverns, don't they?
Possibly. All right. So you start out on your walk. And you are going all the way to Bryn Shander. So it takes you approximately 4 hours to get to Goodmead. Do you want to do anything while you're in Goodmead? Now this is the town where you
With the bees and the ogre and...
yeah.
Do we want to buy more booze?
I was going to say, should we stop for lunch and to warm up?
That's up to you guys.
Sounds good to me.
I always recommend that. Anywhere, stop and warm up is a good place.
My ears are cold.
All right. So you head on into Goodmead.
She has ears.
Sorry, not all of us can have feathers covering them.
Yeah, well, this is true.
Right. You head on into Goodmead to the mead hall. And of course, you hear the sounds of buzzing bees. And you are greeted quite warmly by the townsfolks who remember your heroic action as a small shining beacon in the ever never-ending winter that has become 10 towns. How long would you guys like to stay here?
At least we're away from those hillbillies, am I right?
What's wrong with the hillbillies? Those are good people.
Ugh.
At least they didn't have a murder hotel.
True.
Pretty sure they're mostly inbred.
And what are you gonna do if you got nobody around?
Yeah.
They have limited selection.
So do I, but you don't see me hooking up with everything that moves.
It's how you stay warm up here. Maybe you should rethink.
My tribe would set up war parties to bring more people in.
War parties? And you have problems.
Yeah, your kind of tribes, don't they have a lot of inbreeding themselves?
No, we take care of that by going out and bringing other people in.
Oh, you pillage.
Oh, you steal people.
Yeah. Forgot about that. That's one way to fix it.
Work for the war chief.
All right. So how long are you guys staying here?
Probably for the night, I would assume, correct? Ladies and gents?
Warm up and... I'm assuming that's the plan.
All right. So you warm up in the mead hall, and you spend the night. You have a measly meal. Definitely not as good as the soup from the Cauldron of Plenty. but not horrible either. The town folks do try to make sure that you get some tasty food and stuff because you saved them, so you're their hero.
Hero.
Okay, heroes. All right.
I mean, I know Cordash doesn't do much, but we got to give him some credit.
Says the one that was lying on the ground bleeding.
Oh yes, when I put myself in danger for you, I always put myself in danger for you to protect you guys.
Bleeding but not dying is what Merrick does best.
Yes,
This is true.
kind of like
Bleeding. Let's
simple
pass
normal
by
lives.
Merrick.
Yes, that I plan on making that my history after my passing. The man that just would not die.
The man that would
105. The undying halfling. Maybe somebody can bring me back as an undead or something. I don't know.
Oh, I did forget to mention that in the time that you were gone to Dugan's Hall and everything, Goodmead did elect a new town speaker.
What they didn't want?
Shander is the new town speaker. That is the one that the other woman was not very sold on.
Probably a childhood fight. Personal differences.
All right. You head on out then at the start of the day to Bryn Shander. It takes you 6 hours of travel time to get there.
Holy shit.
Nice breezely little walk.
Sorry.
Okay. Let me find.
There's like fireworks going on behind my house.
It would take a lot longer if Keitry wasn't helping you.
Very true. Very true. All right.
That's why we appreciate
walk in
you.
We'll just walk in the snow for a while until we run into an establishment.
Right? Rangers suck until they don't.
This is true. Now you guys. Let's see here. You guys are coming in, entering from the east gate.
What do you think it was?
Is your dog getting upset, Amanda?
No. Dusty doesn't think it was fireworks. There's something that went boom outside our house.
It's not hunting time.
I live in the middle of town.
That doesn't mean anything.
Not, deer hunting time. It could be people hunting time.
Exactly.
Yeah, the purge. Is it that time of year?
So, in other words, I live in my own murder hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in your own little murder hotel.
Ooh, fun times.
Sort of bed and breakfast.
That's right. Ben says he thinks he saw a dead body today in Spring Valley. He went to the supermarket, and on his way there, the streets were clear. On his way back from the supermarket, he saw a body lying on the ground with some people around it and cops running to it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I didn't see anything on Facebook about it, but I'm sure by tomorrow there'll be something.
Great.
He wasn't sure if it was like a Halloween gag or not, but he said it wasn't there when he went to the store.
Oh, lovely. I know I drove past a park a long time ago, and there was somebody hanging from the rafters of the, gazebo.
Is that the park that was in LaSalle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
I drove by that.
Oh. Yeah, we know his dad fairly well.
Oh,
All right. Anyway, so you guys get to Bryn Shander. Um. Oh, why did that? I do not know why the dogs are barking, but what on earth? This thing was doing that yesterday or last week. Okay. My game is being so weird. It will not pop up anything I'm looking for.
dear.
I don't understand that. It did that last week too. Okay.
Well, in our downtime, we might as well talk about interesting things in the campaign. Like, who thinks Kordesh and Irshra are going to be together by the end of the whole campaign? I think they're married, have little half orc elf children.
Should be half or be like quarter elf or quarter orc?
Quarter orc.
Green pointy ears.
Oh dear.
I think it'd be adorable.
I think it'd be adorable. Sitting there seeing you happily covered up, breastfeeding one of them, just a little ear pointing out from the blanket.
And Korgash's dead body lying bleeding out at her feet.
Oh, that's funny. Why all of a sudden?
Probably more accurate. Thank you.
Um, okay. Well, I don't
If
know
my
why.
ears didn't tell him the right way to go.
My game has gotten. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to exit the game and come back in.
Okay.
I don't know if I anticipated both of them getting together by the end of the game, but you know.
I don't know. There's some serious tense vibes going on there.
Well, you know, it's those late nights. You're under the moon because it's been eternal night for 3 years, and
There's not much
Apparently
of a
that's how you
moon.
keep warm here.
Yes.
I love it how we keep talking about spending the night, and I'm like, it's just been one night for the last 3 years.
We'll spend about 8 hours here. That's not a night.
There we go. Seems like
For
all
all we
I
know,
had to
we've
do
been
was
here a
exit
year.
and come back in.
Oh, good.
Okay. So, you guys get into the town, and you see this herald, around the town. That is the, town's symbol. It signifies strength and prosperity on the vast snowy tundra.
I was expecting more blood with Murder Hotel being here.
Mind you, Bryn Shander is the largest of the 10 towns. Population 12,000 people.
So, is this something we saw when we were here before?
Yes.
Okay.
This is one of those towns that offers up human sacrifices to the Frost Maiden.
Well, they're not rigged anymore.
This is true. All right. So there's a few places you guys can go while you're in town here, choosing where you want to go. Of course, there's the Murder Hotel, the Northlook. There is a nice smithy in town as well. If you look at your map, it's called the Black Iron Blades. So it's a really good smithing area. Does have some supplies that you guys can pick up if you need to, and such.
You know, nothing's named on our map, right?
Really? Oh,
Correct. Yes.
Correct. Yeah, we got a player's map.
I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's why I had to get the spelling of the stones and everything off you last game session.
oh my
All
goodness.
that stuff that shows up on
Okay,
your screen doesn't show up on ours.
wow,
Which is
I didn't
cool.
know
Yeah,
that.
we've got players versions, and you've got the DM version.
Very cool. All right, well, I'm pinging on the map. That's where your blacksmith is.
Okay.
You've got the Murder Inn is up here.
Ooh, conveniently in a place where you can run away.
Um, for those of you that want to pay your respects to different deities, there is a house of worship here. Their town hall is in the center. You got some stables over here. Maybe, just maybe, you could get a dog sled or something there so that you can make travel between the towns easier. And then the council hall is here.
Yeah, maybe if I had more than 5 gold pieces, I could enjoy any of these places.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty sucky.
Well, it isn't
No
like
way.
we've gotten paid any money since we've been here, except for once.
True that. All right, where would you guys like to go?
You know, maybe we should actually. Maybe that's not a bad plan. Maybe we should try to make a little money.
You know,
I have money. You're paying me. But if you don't have money to pay me, you should make some money.
I think maybe we should try to look to make some money.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Kodak should look for like, you know, how like some towns have
bounty
like
board.
boards, like a bounty board.
That's a good old fighters guild or wherever, adventurers guild.
All right. So you're gonna head on into town and try to make some money.
Yep.
Okay. Well, where do you think you should go to try to make some money? This is your adventure.
With the board.
I was gonna say maybe like the town hall. Maybe
I
they
think, wouldn't there be something like right here, posted like right in the center?
All right.
Yeah. There's also a very real chance if we go to Murder Hotel, because it's known to be frequented by adventurers. People looking for work might find them there.
Oh, good call.
But I mean,
So,
all these places to look.
Murder Hotel it is.
I would start with if you're looking to get paid quick, I would go for the honest work right in the center of town. See if the town is willing to pay you for it.
But I love Murder Hotel oh so much.
These towns are so big. I have to sit here and like minimize your guys' pogs so much to even like make you fit in the town. So if you're wondering where your pogs are, they're in the center of the town, but they're super minimized, so you'd have to zoom in to see what you're doing.
Be tiny.
Very tiny.
Just a wee half elf and halfling.
All right, so you're going to head to the town hall for now. Let's see what we got going on in the town hall. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if we're in the biggest city in 10 towns, we might as well try to make some money to get something to help us.
Not a bad idea. Looking to see if there's some things you can do. right. As um, you don't see anything on the town hall board. No, wait, my bad. Okay, before you even get to the town hall board, let me move you guys to about here. Can you see where I'm moving you?
Yep, I can.
Okay. All right. Um, Three stocky figures, bundled in cold weather garb, stumble towards you. They have snowshoes slung over their backs and ice picks fastened to their belts, and two of them have thick beards. The third holds up a gloved hand and says through a thick woolen scarf in a raspy voice, "Well met. I'm Hruna, and these are my friends, Corax and Storm. We need help, and you look capable."
Well, that's rather random. Where are we staying at tonight? The Murder Hotel?
Does the words are hard?
Yep, they are.
That's why you and her make such a perfect couple. She can do all the talking, and you just kill stuff.
Does this job offer of yours pay?
Uh, if you complete it, yeah, it can pay.
Okay, it can pay or it will pay.
I can pay if you complete it.
How much?
Well, I'll give you each a gemstone if you complete this.
I
Hmm.
don't know much about gemstones.
I might.
Okay, so looking at them, there's a few things to note about these dwarves. They're all wearing cold weather clothing. Only their eyes are visible. They each have ice picks. Um, One of them um, keeps looking nervously up at the sky like he expects something to drop from the sky at any moment.
I'll look up at the sky. What are you looking for?
Dragons.
All that.
Dragons. Dragons. White dragons.
Oh,
Plural?
family.
Well,
Like just a group of white dragons? They usually don't travel together.
They're very solitary.
I don't like white dragons.
Nobody likes white dragons. They're evil.
Evil people like white dragons.
I mean, I like them just fine as long as they're all the way over there.
Leaving me alone.
Um, okay. So, do you guys want to?
I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Perhaps we should go inside and talk.
Well,
If you're worried about dragons slipping in.
The one who spoke initially, it's supposed to be a raspy voice, but that's really hard for me. It makes my throat hurt. So, is like, um, we could really use your help. Um, we were delivering a sled of iron ingots to Bryn Shander. They come from the mines located in the valley by Kelvin's Cairn. The Battlehammers own this mine and they operate it, and then we deliver it to gridiron or black iron blades, the blacksmith here in town. We were on our way here from the mines, and a Yeti surprised us and killed one of our group. We fled as the Yeti tore Ubak limb from limb Now we need someone to go back and get the sled for us. I can I can offer you a
Turn that
gemstone
down a
worth
bit.
50 gold for each of you.
Turn that down a bit. Sorry, not you.
Is Ben here?
No, Gwen is.
Oh, okay. I can offer you a gemstone worth 50 gold to each of you, um, if you'd help us. And of course, the friendship of the dwarves of Icewind Dale could always be a boon in these harsh times. Clan Battlehammer would be very grateful for your assistance.
Well, why don't we go inside then, and we'll remove these masks, and we'll make a right deal.
Pretty sure I just said that.
I suppose, I mean, we should probably. We came from the Norfolk looking for help. Um, we can head back there if you'd like.
Is it the murder inn?
Yes. But
All right.
when she offered you the gems, you can see she actually took a pouch from her pocket and held up a gemstone for you to see.
That's a 50 gold piece gemstone.
There are more in here.
They could be marbles.
Well, I think it'd only be fair for us to get a chance to take a look if that's what you're paying with. Let's go someplace and warm up. And out of character, I'm not opposed to taking this job. It sounds like they need the help, but if we can't see their face, then it makes me incredibly suspicious.
Okay.
Not to mention, how do we collect if we
I
don't know
getcha.
what they even look like?
All right. So you follow them to the Northlook. You guys head on in. And let's see. So the one who was the main speaker, as she's unwrapping some of the cold weather gear, you notice she is missing her right ear and 2 fingers. The one who has not said a word is missing 3 fingers and a nose. The other one does not appear to be missing anything.
Does it look like battle scars or the cold has taken them?
Are you a doctor?
No, but I'm pretty sure I could tell something was ripped from somebody's face or at least attempted to be severed cleanly.
They look like clean severings.
Okay.
We can just ask. I'm like, oh, is everything okay back in the Battlehammer mines?
Of course. Why would you ask?
You're missing body parts.
Well, it has been cold for years. We make this trip from the Battlehammer mines to Black Iron Blades. Sometimes you get caught in a blizzard. Frostbite is just one other battle wound that you see. A blizzard can be as much of a foe as a Yeti.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. So the dwarves were missing some body parts, but she's just explained that frostbite has taken them.
Oh. I mean, I could see that.
Yes,
Yes.
fingers and nose and ear.
Noses missing, ears.
I mean, I better cover my ears up more.
Yeah, they do point out ever so.
Slightly.
Yeah, I mean, their behavior says that they don't spend a lot of time outside of those mines.
Names. I am Merrick Higgleroar.
Hmm. I am Hruna. This is Korux and Storn.
As you had said earlier, I guess I'll introduce my friends, because they are not.
Sorry, I was typing.
Um, this is our friend Kikri. Gorgash. um, and the lovely Dagnall. And Ishra.
Hello.
Ugh.
So, any chance of us getting a better view of the gems?
You're awful interested in those gems.
Well, make sure they're real.
If I'm going to risk getting frostbite or killed by a yeti, that I would like to be compensated.
All right.
Oh, when Yetis kill you, it's really pretty. It's like a rabid polar bear with a fear gaze.
Hruna's
Ooh.
gonna look towards Dagnall. As Dagnall is the only dwarf here, Hruna's gonna look towards Dagnall and is gonna give him gonna give her a look of almost incredulously, like are you serious? You doubt the words of the Battlehammer clan? Um, Dagnall, I forget where you said you came from.
So I'm from Icewind Dale. And are they mountain dwarves, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
So I hail from Hundlestone, which is a commerce and trade settlement city along the Ten Trail.
Okay.
So I've been standing there the whole time. Body language says it all. I have kind of like a scowl on my face. My arms are crossed. I have not sat down. I'm just standing there staring at them. And I want to know if I can use history to of what I know of the area if they are telling the truth.
Okay. Go ahead. Um, your history tells you that Clan Battlehammer has been in this area for centuries. They are very well established. Their previous leader, Brunor Battlehammer, um, led many great escapades, taking on him and his party taking on a white dragon and killing it. Even took off.
Fairness, the weather killed it, not the dwarf or the elf.
No, well, I mean, an ice pick killed it, but
hey, it was a human, dang it.
no, it wasn't. Well, it was a barbarian.
The human
But
well, barbarian.
wasn't even there.
The barbarian not make you a human.
But you have even with a 12 history, you have very much so heard the tales sung of Clan Battlehammer and their legendary deeds throughout the 10 towns as well as throughout the world. Um, they just are amazing. Honestly, most anybody you talk to, unless it's an orc or a foe of some sort, have nothing but good things to say about Clan Battlehammer.
Speaking of which, how are they reacting to Korgash?
Um, they're not hostile towards Gorgash. They're a bit wary, but not hostile.
So interesting story. The Bruenor Battlehammer uh, retook Mithril Hall
Yep.
and established peace with the orcs in this area.
Yes.
The Many Arrows tribe, which are in the mountains to the south and southeast of here, where most of the orcs live. There's a nation there of civilized orcs, and Bruenor Battlehammer is on the other side of Mithril Hall, and they have a peace accord.
They do
I've
have a
heard
peace
rumors of
accord, but there are still skirmishes because not all of the dwarves were on battle with befriending orcs. So there's still the wary members out there. All right.
I had to read a lot of these books because reasons.
I've read the Icewind Dale books probably 3 times at a minimum of each book.
The last book I read was the Neverwinter Dritz book. Now it's just like done.
I've read them all. I love the stories. The only ones I haven't read are the latest books that came out in the last couple of years.
Once they killed everyone but Dritz, I was just done with it.
Well, Bruenor came back. He was just reincarnated.
Yeah. Guys, I need to take a quick 5-minute break.
Okay.
What?
From, I would probably have heard about the peace.
I'm a hill dwarf, so my character is very believes that mountain dwarves are very pompous dwarves.
Oh,
Yeah, pompous. Did y'all see what I put in the chat?
so yeah, him looking at you like, hey, what is it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Make some alterations to my sheet because of that.
So I can delete the gold, the copper, and silver off of our loot sheet,
You should
which has been divvied up.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
We also still have this translucent
Thanks, Doc.
gemstone that's worth 10 gold.
We'll hold on to that until we cash in these gemstones. Because obviously we're going to win, right?
Obviously.
Totally.
That, but we can sell that now, give us 2 gold each.
I mean, nothing's knocked me out yet, right?
We also got
I just got a few more mortal wound-looking scars on my body.
We've also still got a healer's kit, a hunting trap, and a bag with 10 silvered slingstones.
I'll take that trap.
Okay. Players,
I'm fine.
What kind of trap is it?
hunting trap.
Right, I'm going to add that to my character inventory.
Did he not look in there? I don't know. I gave him his stuff.
Mook, since you're the cleric, do you want the healer's kit?
Stacked them all up there.
Sure.
Yeah, he just stacked it because he didn't want to take time putting it away.
And does anybody have a sling?
Have a what?
A sling?
No, but if I get in desperate times, I can just take the bullet and shove it in somebody's eyes.
Stick it up their
All
nose.
you slings? I thought that was like universal.
I just don't know if anybody had one. Because we got these silver bullets.
I'm sure I'm thinking of a prior edition.
I had to step out for a sec, guys.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'm stitching an ear. And yes, it's pointy.
What did doggy do?
Oh no, I've taken up cross stitch and I'm stitching the child who got baby Yoda.
Aw, baby Yoda.
He's super cute. Kind of obsessed with him. I'm just filling in colors now. I'll send it to the group chat.
That starts soon.
What, the Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian, yeah.
Next Saturday.
Friday, because Saturday's Halloween.
Yes,
you're
it
right.
is.
Yep.
I'll have been married 11 years on Saturday.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Woohoo!
Poor
I'm
Dusty.
Poor
not sure.
Dusty. No, poor Dusty. He knew what he was getting into. He knew this level of crazy.
I'm no fan of these dwarves.
They're shady as heck.
Well, like, I mean, I could go around saying I'm a battle hammer too, and if I had a nose, people might believe me.
Well, they don't even have a nose.
I
Yeah.
know, right? I don't. Oh yeah, one of them doesn't even have a nose. You're right.
One of them doesn't have a nose. Yay, there's an ear.
Yeah. They're just name dropping and expecting us to believe they are who they are.
But if they're going to pay...
So it turns out all the old World of Darkness books are at my mom's house.
Oh,
Not in a box in the Room of Doom somewhere.
woohoo!
So, Connor? So, I know last Sunday, you have a Star Trek game or whatever you're running on Sundays.
I do.
So, if for some reason that Mel can't run this game on a Saturday, I would run a vampire just for fun. If you're interested, Jesse and Amanda made characters. Benito still has to make a character. But if you're interested, the offer's open.
That's really kind. What are you thinking? You said vampire?
Yeah, so it'd be 3rd edition revised. Because I'm not too familiar with the 5th edition and V20. I know they changed some things, so I just go with what I know. I do have a little couple tweaks, house rules that I use, but they're minor. But it's a Camarilla campaign.
I'll look and see if I have 3rd edition revised.
If not, I have them on PDF I can send you. Because I send them to Amanda.
Do you know what the book number is? Like the number of it? Is it
Let me see.
Is it 2300? Because that's what I've got.
Yeah, I just pulled. Yep, 2300.
My book is still in surprisingly good condition for how old it is.
Mine is, but the binding is bad.
I also have 2300, so I've got what I need.
Yeah, my binding on my Camarilla book isn't good. But I'm all excited for it.
So Amanda is playing a Mal Cave, right?
Yes.
And Jesse, what were you playing?
The Toreador.
I was gonna say the fancy pantsy. Artsy fartsy.
And Benito, I think he said a Ventru he was looking at playing.
Ugh.
See, Jesse, did you ever think when you suckered me into playing so that I could run for you at the G8 that I'd be playing all kinds of stuff now?
I kind of figured it would happen eventually.
That's just par for the course for a gamer.
He was like, I don't have anybody else to run. You need to start playing. And I'm like, what?
So that's why I miss when we had the groups getting together, especially when we started doing the random like Saturdays, the different type of games, because I enjoyed Star Trek, Cthulhu. Those are two games I thought I would probably never play.
And I
that Star Trek game is fun.
Or not Star Trek, Star Wars. That's what it was.
I remember when we had the random game day and Connor did that Star Trek game. That was great fun.
Yeah, that's a damn good game.
And I'm by no means like a Trekkie or anything, but I really enjoyed that.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the group I run on Sunday nights, they seem to have a pretty good time with it. There's several nights we'll go through an entire game session. There's plenty of tension and stress and resolution thing, and we don't have one single combat the entire night.
Wow.
Yeah, those games are always fun, especially if you don't have to roll dice. You get some good role playing session.
Roll dice, but it's always like to solve problems or to configure technology or that sort of thing. It's a different kind of game, but we have a good time with it.
Well, this is how I know that I liked it. After that game session, like I went and started looking up Star Trek ships and pictures for my character.
I've been watching the Dragons and Things network on Twitch. They do live plays of Pathfinder, Starfinder, and they've been doing a system called Kids on Bikes on Wednesdays, and that's been cool.
I played that for the first time last week.
I'm so sorry, guys. Kids are needing things, so I had to take care of that.
Oh, you're fine.
Children do take up some of my time.
Hey, Connor.
Yo.
Have you ever played? This is like an old game, 80s game. It was called Toon.
No, but I know it.
Oh, I was probably the. I cut my teeth on Dungeons and Dragons, and that was the second game system that I played, and it is a blast.
All right. So back to the game. Uh, Beans is helping Gwen with something, but he'll be back very shortly, and we can go without him. Um. So back to the dwarfs. So knowing what you know now, then Dagnall, how I mean, obviously there's no love lost between hill dwarves and mountain dwarves. However, you do know the exploits of Clan Battlehammer pretty well.
Yeah, Mike.
Sorry, guys.
Because they're mountain dwarves is suspicious in general. I believe they're just mountain dwarves kind of build themselves off the reputation of one dwarf, that being Brunor, and they've basically just blown it out of proportion. I just think they're full of shit.
They're gonna pay us.
I also have reasonable doubts against this whole story Kikri's been telling me about the fairy tale that happened with the Drow elf. I believe they exist. I just the supposed super party existed, but I think everything's been blown out of proportion as well.
Oh.
Because I believe that nobody's greater than Fargo Budapest.
Now that you're reading the books.
Dang right.
Oh,
What believe that most?
So do they eventually show us the gems, or are they just looking at us like we're insane?
Like, how can you not believe us?
They show you, but it is a very brief showing because obviously you're in the murder tavern.
Yeah. Well, it ain't like we can't hover around it a little bit to try to...
And they're not stupid. I mean,
Of course.
people could kill them for that very easily.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should invite them upstairs.
oh yes. That'll make them so much more comfortable.
All right, are you guys going to take on this task for them?
So to break this down, we gotta kill Yeti, basically.
No, not at all.
We gotta retrieve the sled.
We just need you, yes, to retrieve the sled and deliver it to the blacksmith in town.
Oh, okay.
How much is the blacksmith paying you for this shipment?
We don't handle that side of the business. That doesn't go through us. We just deliver it.
So what's to stop us from taking the shipment and selling it to them ourselves?
Well, it's obvious. We piss off the Battlehammers. Whoa, Battlehammers.
All joking aside, I'd rather not piss off a whole clan of dwarves. I am personally, I'll reassure her, a Higgle and Higgle roars take their duties quite seriously.
Yes. Yes. The man who just won't die.
Turn off the TV so I can hear you.
Okay. So, you guys are gonna take on this quest for them?
Okay. Yep.
Well,
I mean, it's pain, so
What?
what is on this sled?
They're transporting iron ingots.
Should look for deals. They got.
Okay, so I am a blacksmith by trade. Iron ingots. I want to basically figure out what this sled I'm gonna ask him how big the sled is, how much iron ingots, and do the math in my head.
Well, okay. Let me think on that for a
I
minute.
just want to think. Basically, I'm trying to figure out, knowing what I know about iron, how much it would cost. Uh, are we getting ripped off for going, retrieving this, and then hauling it back to town to give it to deliver it for them when they're just hanging out in town?
Um, okay. Well, hmm.
Because my dwarf instinct, especially for them being mountain dwarves, is that these guys are lazy. They lost this sled. They lost this sled, and now they want us to go and retrieve it.
Clean up their
And
mess.
right, and then deliver it for them, and they're gonna pay us basically a fraction of what, to do basically their work for them. And I just want to make sure that I know what's going on.
Yeah, we're basically getting paid
Total
250 gold to try to do something that to them could be worth thousands.
Keep in mind two things. First, that iron becomes weapons and armor for people to defend themselves against the unstopping knight. The other thing is we have no clue if what they're paying us is worth 250 gold because they're not showing it to us.
Yeah, I mean,
Shady.
All right.
but they say they're battle hammers, and they do have
How many silver pieces are in a gold piece?
10.
10?
Yep.
So, let's see here. Let me do a little bit of math and see. Okay. They'll tell you that the iron itself is not there's not a extremely large quantity of iron. There's around 300 ingots on the sled. Um, but the um, it's the fact that they want to get it delivered to the blacksmith, because without the iron, the blacksmith can't make weapons so the towns can defend themselves.
mhm.
Can I use insight to find out if they're full of shit?
Sure, go ahead. They seem to be telling the truth 100%. Yeah, that's yours.
Um, so they are, out of the goodness of their heart, they are delivering these iron ingots to this town, to basically give it to the town so they can defend themselves.
Yeah, they mine the iron. They'll tell you, they mine the iron out of the Battlehammer mines, and that um, the iron that they mine goes to different blacksmiths in the 10 towns, that they use to create weapons and such for the towns.
Why don't the dwarves make weapons out of it? Bruin, our battle hammer, was known for being an expert weapons maker. In their kingdom under the mountain, couldn't they do a good job with this stuff?
It's the wrong movie.
All right. So yeah. Because the battle hammers do more than just make weapons, and they've got to deliver it to the town so that their smithies can make weapons.
So this sled is just abandoned.
Um, yeah, they had to abandon it when a Yeti attacked.
And the Yeti wouldn't have any use for the iron.
And what was pulling these sled?
They were.
Okay, so I look at Korgash.
Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't say if dogs were pulling it, so I'm assuming they were.
Korgash. So how much does this sled weigh?
Around 600 pounds.
Korgash, can you pull? I look at Korgash. Do I believe that he could pull 600 pounds?
Ugh.
He complained about toting along that cauldron.
Because it was annoying.
If you're wanting to bring that many back, and if we're wanting to do it quickly, we might be better off trying to get two teams of dogs and a sled, and then we mush the dogs out there, hook up the second team to the sled, and have them pull it back. And we might be able to get away quicker if we have to get away quicker. Not saying that Yetis are definitely going to stop us, but they almost definitely can stop us.
Yeah.
Does anybody have the ability to basically like drive them?
I have animal handling.
I do not.
Well,
So I can
land vehicles would work.
That's what I was looking for, was vehicles.
Yeah, if look under tools, you might have it.
I have cute cooking utensils. It didn't give me vehicle. Didn't give me that as an option.
I have water vehicles if we can get away on a boat.
Through the ice.
Well, I mean, what
We can get these guys to sweeten the pot by making us some weapons. Maybe something we could use because they're making weapons anyway out of what we're getting.
I can make you weapons.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, maybe they would part with some of the iron so you can make us weapons.
Korgash, what's your strength?
Gorgash's strength is 17.
Okay. So we wouldn't need we wouldn't need to have dogs. I could cast a spell on Korgash so that he could. I can cast Enhance Ability, which would allow him to have double his pull, his weight in pulling.
For an hour,
Correct.
the dogs can do it for a whole day
How much are the
and
dogs?
faster. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I would say they foot the bill. They have to pay
Yeah,
for
they have to pay for the dogs.
the dogs. So that means another sled because we don't know if that sled is broken.
Yeah.
Um,
Mission.
And then I also think that they should pay expenses plus what we're coming back. So whatever this gem is, they're going to give us plus a percentage of the stuff we're going to be delivering. We don't know what shape it is in. If it's all scattered, we got to pick it all up and restack it and bring it here.
Um,
Yep.
they'll they can't offer you. They'll tell you they can't offer you a percentage of the ingots because the arrangements that the clan has with the blacksmiths doesn't go through them. They are just
So
the
then,
ones that are tasked with delivering it. Um, and they can't offer you any more than the gemstones because that's all they have on them.
then maybe you
Okay.
should go back to your clan and look to up your ante, or be able to find somebody that can negotiate better terms to find somebody in this wild,
So,
icy environment.
Wait,
I have an 8 charisma, so I'm just bullish.
I know you don't like them, but the towns really do need those weapons. And I mean, I thought you all were trying to be heroes.
I am. I just, I also need quality weapons to be a hero.
Well, 50 gold is a pretty good start.
Not
You
one.
know.
And every time I get 50 gold, I end up having to eat a healing potion because I'm getting smoked every time
Hey, Mel.
I go
Yeah.
out on an adventure.
that's what you get for being the one who doesn't die.
Yes, Dagnall.
Cheaper than a funeral.
So, knowing what the small time that I've been in Bryn Shander, it looks like it's a huge town, right?
Huge. Yes.
And it has a fortified wall around it, correct?
Yes.
And when we came to town, did I see guards at the door?
Yes, there is a guard. There are
Was
guards.
was he armored and armed?
Um, let me think
Basically, I
about
want to
this.
know when I came to town if the people that I saw here, in other words, there would be guards, there would be, usually in towns that are large, they're going to have people that patrol, whether it's 1 or 2 guys, but they're going to be, whether they have pikes or spears or a short sword and shield, but they're going to have some sort of militia or something.
They do have a militia. Yes.
And the other thing, this is in the details from the last time we were here, so you wouldn't have been here for it. Everybody in this town is packing. All of them.
Okay, so my thought process for this is that necessarily the town doesn't need it because it's well fortified. So if they can't go ahead and give us a percentage, then I am going to ask them to basically tell them that in addition to us doing this for them, we're going to take some of the iron ingots for ourselves.
Um,
I love Mark's character.
yeah, Mark,
She's a spitfire.
when you
It's the
start
hair.
when you start getting a little more aggressive and um, you start demanding more money and profits and stuff like that, Haruna's actually going to get upset, and then she's going to basically um, she's going to be like, I thought you were adventurers, and I've heard rumors of some heroes that have been helping out the towns. Obviously, um, you aren't here to help, but to just
We're not
make
here to
money.
do your work.
You're not here to help, but to just make money. We'll find somebody else. And she gets up, and they leave.
Bye.
Themselves. All right. On to bigger and better things. We're in the tavern now.
Murder Tavern.
When they get up and leave, my character visibly spits on the floor.
Okay.
Not bad, huh?
You don't care for them mountain dwarfs too much, do you?
No.
Oh. But the iron.
Well, we'll go look at and get the iron. Obviously, if it's left out there, it's not being claimed.
Too lazy to go get it? Is that what you're saying?
They're being too
They
lazy
are.
to get it. Yeah, that's what he's saying. I just don't want to piss off the battle hammers.
The way I look at it is my people would have came back to city. They would have replenished. They would have uh, bought other materials to go back out there to get that stuff. If it was really needed by the city, we would have done everything we could to make sure that that got to the city. Obviously, they're lazy and they don't want to. They want somebody else to do the work for them, but they don't want to pay a proper price to do that. I'm all for getting it, bringing it back here
And
on
then
our
just be able
own,
to call it.
and we get the profit and we split it amongst
Okay.
ourselves.
So
And still help
you
people.
you said you're
Correct.
you said you're a blacksmith, right, Mark?
Correct.
Okay, so they told you how many iron ingots were there. The iron ingots that were on that sled were worth $150 or 150 gold. They offered you more than what the iron ingots were worth.
Okay, but you didn't tell me that.
No, but I mean, you were a blacksmith, and they didn't tell you how much they were
Correct.
worth. They told you how many were there.
Yeah, but
Correct. But I
he
asked
specifically
you. I
asked.
specifically asked. I wanted to know what the difference was. If they were offering us more money than what the shipment was worth,
They
or
don't,
if
but they
were
don't.
off-
They
if they were
didn't have.
shortchanging us.
They didn't have the answer if the shipment was worth more or not. They told you repeatedly that they
Yeah,
didn't
but
handle the
no,
financial
no,
side of it.
that's
They
not-
were just
but
you
that's
delivering
missed
not-
it.
that's
not what
he
I
asked
asked.
you.
What I asked was, being a blacksmith, would I know, or I would know what the price of an ingot costs, an iron ingot costs.
I
They
did
told
not.
me how
I
many
didn't
were
hear
there,
you.
but-
I didn't hear you ask that at all. I apologize. I didn't. I heard you
No,
ask
yeah, that was
about
the
how many
question.
were there, but I didn't hear you ask how much they were worth.
No, he
Well, I
asked-
mean,
he
it
specifically
doesn't
asked-
matter. I mean, they're gone. So now it's the process of, do we want to take it upon ourselves to go get it ourselves and bring it back here?
Well, I
So
would say
here's-
no, because all we're doing is pissing them off then for the same amount of money that
We
we could have
wouldn't
made
even
them allies.
we wouldn't even get that much money because the shipment's already been paid for. It's been paid. The money's been paid. The money's been paid for that shipment to the battle hammers. So they've already paid for the shipment. The only thing we could do is we could try to sell it as if it were a new shipment. But they've already the blacksmiths have already lost. The town have already lost that money.
Well, I'm all for bringing it here. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm all for going and getting it. At this point, my character would say, we can go get it. We can bring it here. We can give it a portion to the blacksmith, and we can keep some of it to, and I can forge weapons and armor for people in the group. I mean, it's up to, like I said, I have an 8 charisma. She is the history of the character is she was kept down by her father because she was a female and she didn't have brothers. And so she wanted to break free from that stigma of having to be in the role of a female dwarf. And I could only be a cook or I could only be a teacher. And she wanted to be a blacksmith. She wanted to be, she wanted to do her own thing. And so that's why she's very bullish when it comes to being, certain aspects. So if somebody wants to go and track them down and speak to them and renegotiate, I mean, I'm not going to stop them.
Where'd they go?
Out the door of the inn.
That's their own fault then. They are truly on their own then.
Well, no, they left the inn. They didn't leave the town. They left the inn.
Well, I'm not going to go running after them. If they
Okay.
would have stayed in the inn, I would have fucking approached them. But if they want to stomp out, that's their own problem.
It's not like they
Besides them,
stopped out,
it,
but
it kind of pissed my character off when they gave the whole, oh, but you're a hero and you should do everything for free while we sit here and don't do our jobs. And, and I'm like, that's not what a hero does. They protect people that can't protect themselves. They don't do other people's mundane jobs that they should be able to do themselves.
Okay. You guys are, it's your adventure, guys. You don't have to explain it to me. I'm just reacting the way they reacted.
Okay.
I mean, you guys.
Yeah, so I mean, it now, whenever somebody says they're battle hammer to my character, I'm going to automatically just be negative towards them.
Well, that's your choice. I mean, they weren't negative towards you. They were actually pretty nice. They offered to pay you, and then when Dagnall got very rude with them and was demanding more money and demanding things from him, that's when they got upset. They weren't.
Okay.
Well, I
They
mean,
weren't
I was. I
negative
think
with
what I
you
was,
to
but what I
begin.
was asking was, you know, what I was asking, I think was fair. I mean, they
Yeah,
should pay for dog sled and sled. Like we could get out there and the sled's crap, and
And that's
so
that's
then
always a
what?
possibility. That's always a possibility. But I mean you guys made your choice. That's fine. I told you how they reacted. I even told you they couldn't do it because they didn't have any more money than what they were offering you on themselves. So there's not much more that they could have done. They offered you what they could. You
yeah.
guys didn't want to do it. That's fine. You don't have to do it. That
Okay, so is
your
there other
adventures.
stuff going on in the city?
um. Well, let's see. You guys are in the inn now. Let's see.
1,200 people. Somebody got to need something.
Other than stanky ass dwarves.
It's not even the dwarves I'm worried about, y'all. It's the people. The people here need the iron. The dwarves are jackasses. Like they were jerks, but the people still need what they had.
Yeah, very true.
Well,
But I mean,
I
I
do
think
want to
our skills could be used
I do
for
want
the
to point
betterment.
out. I do want to point out too, though. And mind you, it's probably something Dagnall, for one, would have noticed. In the smaller towns that you went to, they didn't have blacksmiths.
Oh, so they're outsourcing.
You know, the smaller towns like Dugan's Hole didn't have a blacksmith.
Yeah,
Good
they're
Need
buying they're
didn't
buying
have
their
a
weapons from this
blacksmith.
place.
Yeah, Dugan's Hole didn't have food either till we were there.
You know.
So,
All right. So you're looking around the tavern. Let's see here. Um. Let's see what I also have for you.
There's a gnome that had these iron ingots, and his sled broke down, and I have to go get it.
yeah.
Stuffed and mounted on a plaque above the hearth in the common room is a battle scarred knucklehead. I just shared that handout with you guys. Um, it's a battle scarred knucklehead trout named Old Bitey, who pulled many a fisher into the icy depths of Maraludan before it was finally caught by a human rogue named Kintyre and her companion, a human druid who called herself the Maverick. They hauled Old Bitey to the North Look in the hope of having it cooked for them, but Scramsax, who is the proprietor, bought it from them and had it stuffed instead. Um,
How big is this?
It's like a big old fish.
it's a big old fish. I mean,
Like
like
from
big enough to
head
pull
to
people
tail.
into the lake.
That's what I'm saying. From head to tail, how many feet?
Uh, I don't have a complete answer for you.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, you're a fisherman, so I figured you could give
I
me a
would
pretty
say
good
if it
idea.
was big enough to pull people in to
Yeah,
the
things
lake.
I would
Uh,
say, like, when you go somewhere and you see a swordfish mounted, I would say it's the size of a swordfish.
Yeah, you're talking at least 4 to 5 feet, but 4 to 5 feet of fish is going to be
Actually, I'm
a
gonna
lot
say
of
this
weight.
one is probably bigger, more like 10 feet. It actually pulled people into the lake. Um,
Eat them afterwards.
I mean, fish do eat. Um, so you guys notice um, that people seem to be giving Old Bitey a wide berth and not passing too close to it.
Do they think it's gonna pull them into the heart?
I don't know, but it's very obvious that when people walk by it, they go out of their way to walk around it.
Is its eyes moving? Like following people?
No.
Okay.
Kogash will walk up to
I
the
was gonna say,
fish.
does it smell funny?
Okay, Korgash walks up to the fish, and it turns and snaps out at you to try to bite you. Roll your well, I guess it'd be roll your dexterity to see if you can jump back from it. Alright, so Korgash, the big and mighty, walks up to this fish with his orc-like intelligence. um, and as soon
Swagger.
yeah,
Swagger,
swagger.
it's
As soon as he gets within 5 feet of the fish turns and snaps at him, and you watch Korgash jump back quite quickly to get out of its way.
What do you do to piss the fish off?
You can clearly see that the fish is stuffed, by the way.
But it's animated.
I think
I'm gonna look at Kikri and go, it's magic.
as a reaction, Kogash would probably throw a hand axe at it as he leaped back.
Really?
Because he was attacked.
Smart.
Kogash
He's
Very
a warrior,
smart.
so just attacked him.
But yeah, like Benito said, he just got attacked by a creature. Honor demands that he attack it back.
Is the
Murder
proprietor
the
of
fishing
this
murder tavern.
is the proprietor of this scram sacks here? Or,
Yes.
I want to talk to him about the fish.
Alright. And Korgash, as you pull out your axe to attack it, I don't know where the fish just starts singing. There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. Must be under all that snow. And then
This fish is cursed.
then it goes back to just sitting there on the wall like a stuffed fish. Alright, you're gonna go talk to the proprietor about the fish. Alright, what would you like to talk to him about?
Ask him why it sings.
Oh, well, some prankster wizard cast a spell on it. So, yeah, ever since he cast that spell, it tries to bite people when it gets too close and just starts singing out of nowhere sometimes. Annoying, it is.
I'm gonna walk over and I'd be like, could you make a lot of money off that thing? Like, even not even making it magical, isn't like the bones of those things supposed to be worth a lot of money?
Well, yes, but this is one of the largest scrimshaw or largest knucklehead trouts that we've ever seen come out of the lake. It's worth a trophy hanging in the wall. You don't see many this big at all, if ever. Bet you'll never
Good.
see one in your lifetime.
I never saw one till now. Well, other than to eat. But wouldn't like a pasha or something, like around or somebody around the Sword Coast pay like so much money for that it would be worth selling to you?
Nah, this here knucklehead holds a special place in my heart. I ain't parting with it for nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want to buy it. I was just asking. I was curious why you kept it here. 110 towns now seems to be so poor.
Well,
But I mean, it's your prerogative. If it means something to you, I totally understand.
It's cursed.
What are you going to beat up a fish?
It attacks me.
It attacks everybody.
Grr. You keep an eye on that fish.
Rawr. The fish is gonna get you.
all right. So what now?
All right.
I'm gonna continue looking for work.
Yep.
Since I already talked to the proprietor, he might know of somebody who's looking for some help.
Yeah, you know anybody that needs help in the area? We're in the adventuring business.
Don't mention those dwarves that were just here.
It's a sore spot.
Well, quite honestly, there's not a lot of work to be had around here. You could head over to the House of the Morning Lord. I think that gnome up there's been muttering about something, needing some help, but I
Over
don't
where?
rightly know what it is. I'm sorry, what did
Where?
you say?
What? No.
The House of the Morning Lord?
Oh, the church?
Yeah.
Huh. Have I ever heard of the Morning Lord before?
It's a shrine of Amantur. Amanator, the god of the sun.
Oh well. They definitely could use help because this place needs sun. I'll
Okay.
get back to the other people and be like, hey, I think I found a more worthy cause than a bunch of lazy dwarfs.
Okay.
There's a gnome at the church of the sun for this area who needs help, but the proprietor of this establishment doesn't know the details of it. Anybody find that interesting?
Let's do it.
Sure.
He's much more, I think, up my alley that I would want to work for. Something that would bring sun to this area. So,
It's an honorable cause.
I think so.
This way we're not doing lazy dwarf work for them. Let's do it. Hey, come on, let's walk out.
Okay.
Does he know where he's going?
No, probably not. I want to follow him.
That's, yeah, I'll literally look at literally look at You should actually say that. Does he know where he's going? Because at least the
No.
bartender
Are
told
you
me where it
thirsty?
was.
He has no clue where he's going. Are you thirsty? He'll be back.
I mean, he'll be back, maybe.
Does anybody else want to go with me to the church?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right.
All right. So you guys make your way through town.
Well, Adam, I'll try to flag down Korgrish to get him to go the right way.
Okay.
Well, Corey should have asked for directions like the minute he walked outside.
Really?
Will you bring
Most
me
men
my
don't
phone?
ask for directions.
The funny thing is, this is one where you don't actually have to ask for directions.
True that. All right.
Because the Church of Amanadar is always the farthest east you can get because you can greet the rising sun from there. So if you go as far east as you can, you'll find his church.
True that. All right, so you guys head downtown. Let's see. Okay. You guys head down to the main area where you came in looking for quests in the center of town, anyways. Um, you do see the dwarves there, looking around. Just so you know, as you head on your way to Amanators. Oh.
I give him a bird.
God, you guys are friendly.
I didn't know dwarves got along so well.
Must be their form of a friendly wave.
Yeah, must be.
It means they're number one.
I was about to say us halflings. We're pretty tight too, so I can relate.
Cormac just sneer at the dwarves as they pass.
Oh, even you're grouchy. What the crap? Are you guys hungry? Do you need a Snickers?
All right. Okay. So, this little area is located in the Northeast Market Square. Um, it's a converted house that serves as a gathering place for worshippers of Alma Mater. Um, so let's see. You guys are gonna head on in?
Yep.
Okay. You are greeted by a female. Her name is Michonne. She greets you and says, "Welcome to the House of the Morning Lord."
Thank you.
And is there a little tithing area I could put some coin in?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, I'll put a silver piece in there. I'm not rich, but something's better than nothing.
Okay.
Kikri will lean down to him and say, "Hey, I thought you were here to make money, not lose it."
Oh, this is I have a little stash of silver pieces. That's my expendables account.
Wow, sounds formal.
Yeah, yeah. It's when they sent me over here. Um, my clan wanted me to have a little bit just to make sure I could get around.
Okay. So as you're in talking to Michonne, you notice a very small, something walking around in a fuzzy suit and hood. Kind of looks like a teddy bear.
What?
Oh,
This is awesome. It's my size.
Oh, even smaller than you.
It's smaller than me.
Yes.
Is it Yeti, baby?
salvage everything?
I'm sorry?
Is it like trying to salvage stuff, or is it just wandering around the church?
It's walking around the church. It has a cloth in hand, and it appears to be dusting.
Oh,
A homunculus?
A cute one.
I was thinking walk, but you know.
Yeah. Like I said, super small. Looks like a teddy bear in a fuzzy suit and hood. There is a face in there. A seemingly looking gnome face.
Aha! It's a gnome.
Yeah, no, homunculus, same thing.
We're looking for a gnome.
We're looking for no. I don't think this is a coincidence.
Well, let's approach the fuzzy gnome.
That would be a great name for a bar.
The fuzzy gnome.
Fuzzy gnome.
All right.
Is that what you're saving up for? To own your own fuzzy gnome bar?
Oh no, maybe when I get far older, But that's an idea now.
Okay. So you're gonna go over to the fuzzy gnome?
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Fuzzy Gnome.
It's supposed to be a female, wasn't it?
No.
No? Okay. My bad.
Excuse me, Mr. Fuzzy Gnome.
Uh, yes. My name's Copper. Copper Knocker.
Oh boy.
Go what?
Copper Knocker.
Knocker.
Knobber Knocker.
Knobber. Oh, that's even better.
That's
No,
like a
that's
slap
not
knocker.
worse.
Knobber. Oh, my.
And he's in a church.
Yes.
Oh boy.
He's a rock gnome.
Hey, I like rock.
My ears might be a little, blushy.
You're like the vulgarity of it all.
If anything, he looks toasty warm.
That's a mighty inventive outfit you got on there. You look warm.
I am
What?
very warm.
Nonetheless, I heard from the what's the name of that place? Somebody told me it was called the Murder Inn. The bartender there has a big knucklehead trout on the wall.
The
Or
North Look?
something or other.
The
The
North
fish
Look.
is cursed. Tried to bite me.
Anyway, I heard from him that the church might need help, and we just happen to be the kind of sort that help. But we've run into a problem. We have been helping people not getting paid, and we are quite poor. So if you do need something done and can afford to pay for it, we would be more than happy to do it.
Well, I'd like to be able to help you, but unfortunately, I have no money to pay anyone. I am but a humble servant of the House of the Morning Lord.
Ah,
I need help. Well, I don't really need help. My friend needs help, but I can't pay you anything. I'm sorry.
oh, that is too bad. Can your friend pay us?
I was just about to ask that.
Well, I can't really answer that because I don't know. My friend Macratus, he's conducting research at an old cabin in the wilderness. But I haven't spoke with him in quite some time, and I'm worried about him. But I can't pay you anything. I mean, if you happen to be out and about and you come across the cabin and you could talk to him and maybe make sure he knows that I'm still here and waiting for word, that would be great. I mean, he's out there and he's working on he's trying to build the device that could end the Frost Maiden's eternal winter and return summer to Icewind Dale. So he's doing good work of the Morning Lord, but I'm just worried because I haven't heard about him. If you happen to be out there and you see him, could you tell him that I'm worried about him?
You know what you guys need? Sending stones.
Ugh. More pro bono work.
You guys need sending stones.
How do you expect them to get that?
Oh, I don't know. They're a church. They make money.
Especially if they can't
Come and
pay.
work for to them.
Well, I mean, we try. We
I
don't
just gave
make that
money.
much money. I mean, um, we not many people are praying as much as they should anymore. Never ending winter has definitely dampened people's spirits.
So the people there have turned to killing each other as opposed to helping the church to right this wrong.
The church hasn't delivered for 3 years.
Oh,
Neither are the sacrifices, though.
But no, I'm not in favor of sacrifices. Those are stupid because those obviously aren't going to pay off. Um, can I talk to my friends for a minute? I'm sorry, little gnome fuzzy guy.
Copper. Copper Knocker.
Yeah, yeah, priest. Can I have a minute, please?
I'm not a priest.
Yeah, you are. Can I have a minute, please?
No, I'm a tinkerer. I
You
came
definitely
looking.
look like you
Came
definitely.
looking for refuge, and I just help out in the shrine. I clean and stuff like that.
That's great. Can we have a minute, priest? I'm sorry.
Uh, sure.
we'll be one moment, Copper.
Knobberknacker.
I don't get it.
There is no way I can say that name with a straight face. I'm sorry.
Why not? It's a name. It's his name.
Because it is one small mispronunciation away from an adult phrase.
Why do you think my ears are pink?
I don't get it.
Of course you don't.
And you won't if you don't know what it is. But anyway, I just want to say, and this is just me from the outside.
Terrible heroes.
I'm from here. You're new here, but sometimes you have to choose between the paying jobs and being a hero.
The church would be a better place to not get paid and do something good.
Being a hero is about self-sacrifice.
I agree. That's why I wanted to come to the church.
But then asking them for money when they don't have any, I mean, that's kind of the opposite of being a hero. They're
I have money.
they're trying to do the right thing. I think they're jack all going to make it happen, but
The Church of Yandola in my village always would help people out with payment if adventurers would come through. So I just assumed that's the way it was on the Sword Coast for me.
but if they had 3 years of no harvest in order to get coin to pay people, because nothing's grown here for 3 years, nothing. All
Good
we got is grain stores and fish and things we can hunt. And the things that are out there that are hunting, they're also hunting. So food is kind of scarce.
Why don't we mark this lodge down on the map? And we don't have to go to it, but if we're near it, we can stop by.
But if it's not super far, we could just do it.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying if it's way out of our way, it's just somebody worrying about their friend. He has no.
A friend,
he's-
a friend who's trying to solve the problem.
I mean, I'm all for it. That's the whole reason I'm here too. If we can make a connection to somebody who's able to put an end to the Frost Maiden's reign, I am all for it.
Then why are we not doing it?
I never said I wasn't doing it. I was asking if they could pay us. I didn't say they had to pay us at any point. I was just explaining our situation as well.
I say let's go.
I have no problem with that.
Might as well.
Okay. So do you want to talk to Copper again to find out
Yeah.
where this cabin is?
All right, Copper Knocker.
I
Where's the
don't even
cabin?
know how you say that. I can't even say that.
Okay.
And he says it with a straight face.
Does Copper Knobbit Knocker look like Copper from Dodgeball?
No, no, he does not. I don't have a picture of him, otherwise I would pull up a picture of him for you. All right. So, what do you want to?
Where's this cabin?
Hmm. Well, it's called the Black Cabin. Um, you'll have
It's
to
a great name
travel.
for a cabin.
You'll have to travel all the way to Lonelywood, and then from Lonelywood, it's about I don't know, 6 hours, 4 hours outside of Lonelywood. Um, Takes you a little bit deeper into Icewind Dale.
Well, how far is Lonelywood? Uh, Key Creek.
I believe, if I remember, it's on the east side of the lake to the north. And so it's probably not super far from here.
But then it's 6 hours from there.
Yeah, I know, but we should probably at some point here try to stop in Lonelywood or a similar town and get some rest. You know what I mean? I don't like the idea of.
You don't like sleeping in Murder Inn?
Well, I don't like the idea of sleeping murder or sleeping out in the middle of nowhere between towns. What road leads out to it?
Um, well, Copper will tell you. Well, you probably have to go out to Targos, and then from Targos you gotta go to Tourmaline, and then from Tourmaline to Lonelywood, and then when you're in Lonelywood, you'll go through the forest, for about 2 or 3 hours, and then once you get out of the forest, then you'll go to the Black Cabin. It's alongside a river there, the Shagarn River.
Just gotta follow a river. Okay. I, that makes sense. I believe I could get us there.
Cool. And then there will be a few stops along the way, so if we do need money, we'll have it.
Oh,
Right.
Lord.
I just am looking to improve my equipment to do a better job of being a hero. I'm not looking to extort anybody.
I need a small one.
So then before we set out, probably a good idea to get a rest here. We have the room at the Murder Inn. Stay away from the fish.
I might try to eat you again.
He'll try to eat everybody. I mean, it's an animated fish.
That fish might not be there when we wake up this morning.
I wouldn't recommend eating it.
Didn't plan on it. And he pats his great axe.
All right.
That's not the best idea to
Layer of
cause that
about
kind of scene.
fish.
I don't want to die because of a fish.
I think it's great. I wonder how many names Korgash can add to his honorifics for stabbing a dead and mounted fish.
All right.
Maybe that's not many.
You guys get direction to the Black Cabin.
We got the directions.
So
It might be good to take a rest here, and I'll figure out how far a trip it is.
all right. So you head on out and you go to figure out how far of a trip it is. So let me look here for you. So, if you're gonna go from Bryn Shander to Tourmaline, it is 6 hours to Tourmaline, and then from Tourmaline to Lonelywood is another 2 hours.
Could you bring your mom a slice or two of pizza?
Okay.
Okay, so Bryn Shander to Tourmaline is 6 hours, and then
Tourmaline to Lonelywood is another 2 hours. And that's if you're not going to stop in Targos. But if you stop in Targos, so you can go from Bryn Shander, Here, let me put you guys on the map again, the big map, so you can see what I'm talking about. Icewind Dale. Oh, I gotta put my players on it. Okay, so on this map here, guys, um, you're here in Bryn Shander. Then you'd go to Targos, which is a 2-hour trip. From Targos to Tourmaline. From Tourmaline to Lonelywood. And then, are things marked on the cabin for you guys? Besides the
Nope.
towns?
No.
Are,
No.
are the towns even marked?
No.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are here. Then you'd go here, following the road. Keep following the road to here, then to here. These are the woods that he was talking about. And the river spans along here. So you'd have to follow the river on the edge of the woods if you wanted to try to get to the black cabin.
Okay, yeah, so it might be a good idea to get a rest. How far is the black cabin? Then past that, because you're saying 8 hours before the trip to the black cabin.
Right. So you figure it's approximately let me look here. If you were going, it doesn't even give that. Targos to Bremen is 3 hours. So I would say it'd be about 6 hours to go from Lonelywood to the cabin.
So
At
we probably
least.
want to stop in Lonelywood.
Right.
That's 12 hours, and I'm going to recommend stopping at every town along the way for at least an hour. So just to warm up, shake off the cold, prevent exhaustion.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a few days travel to get there.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're okay with that,
I mean, it's smart. We probably should.
smart people get to where they're going.
And don't lose noses because of cold.
Yeah. So how about we take a sleep and then go on our way?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Cool. So while everybody's sleeping, I'm going to sneak out and I'm going to go find those dwarves.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, okay, so you're a bunch of knobber knockers.
No.
But
Okay.
my friends sometimes are knobber knockers too. So the people of this town need that iron. Where is it?
Am I to believe that you're just going to get the iron and deliver it back to the blacksmith? Your friends did not treat us very well.
Well, you were not very nice either. So, I'm just going to say, yeah, I didn't like you either. And I'm willing to travel with those people.
Well, I mean, if you're going to bring the ore back to the blacksmith, then if you're not going to cheat us,
How can we cheat you? You're not losing anything. You don't have the iron. So there's no cheating you because we can't take anything. You don't have anything. As a matter of fact, I won't even ask you for those pretty math rocks you got.
pretty what?
Math rocks. Those things are magically worth money, but really they're just shiny rocks. Shiny, shiny rocks.
He'll tell you that the sled is by looking to see exactly where it is. The sled is halfway between Bryn Shander and Kelvin's Cairn. Karen.
All right, so you're saying then if I were to ping this map,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is Kelvin's cairn, yeah? This mound right here.
Yes.
And this is Bryn Shander.
Bryn Shander's more down here.
Okay, that rock.
Mm-hmm.
So it's halfway between here and there, meaning it's right here.
I would say, yeah, it's probably right around there.
So it's legit on the way.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. Because if I were to get a little bit lost on our trip up there, we could get there.
True that.
And we wouldn't be risking our life too much because where's the closest town to there?
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline.
Which we're going to anyway.
Tourmaline's about 2 hours to the west of there.
Can you ping it for me?
Tourmaline is right here, and your stuff would be around here.
Yeah, so we're going to Tourmaline right now, and so if we're going from here to here, but instead I get a little bit lost and we go from here to here. This is the devious mind of a bird thinking.
I mean, if you don't follow the road,
Bird brain.
it's easy for you to go off course.
The road is not necessary for me. But
you could tell them. Now, see, you could avoid going to Targos, which is here, and tell them you're taking them to Tourmaline, which is here,
right?
Which is more of a straight shot for Bryn Shander. Because if you go
It
to
is,
Targos, it takes you out of your way.
It actually does. It would add to the trip.
It would.
And so the time that we would save on the trip, we would lose liberating some iron. But, I mean, we could then deposit that iron in Tourmaline and see that it makes its way to Bryn Shander.
You could if you trust the townsfolk to do it. Now, this is just me, the DM, talking.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense.
Now,
But
the dwarves will tell you that if you're willing to get your party to pick up the iron ore,
they'll do the right thing if they see the iron ore.
If you're willing to get the ore back to Bryn Shander and back to the blacksmith, they'll leave the gemstones with the blacksmith for you guys to collect payment when you're done.
Or you could just be in Tourmaline. And then you can take your sled back. We'll leave it with the Smith's Guild.
I suppose we could meet you in Tourmaline.
Well, that's where your stuff is going to be. So if you want to get it, that's where you're going to need to go.
But,
and
I mean, from what I understand, your party's not going to be happy that you're helping us, so...
They might not. And I'm willing to risk that because I really think it's the right thing to do. And as much as my friends are really gruff at times, I think secretly they want to do the right thing too. There was just error in communication, and I think if they see the iron ore, they're going to do the right thing. At least that's what my heart is telling me. But I
We
mean,
can only hope. I mean, if they see it and they want to take it, they're not going to get far with selling it. That's for sure.
well,
After
if
all, it has the Clan Battlehammer stamp on it. We stamp all of our ore in case it gets stolen.
all right, well, so then it sounds like you're okay with this. Or are you going to go back to being jerks again?
No, we would be in your debt if you would help, and I'm sure the towns would as well.
I think my friends would do it for the towns. They're not going to do it for you, though.
Well, as long as they do it, that's all that matters, I guess.
Good. I'm glad that we can come to an agreement. Now I want one of those shiny math rocks and no questions asked.
You want one now.
Yes.
Because it's shiny.
um, you know what? As a gesture of good faith, I will give you one now.
We're taking out of your cut.
I'm just gonna look at it
Okay.
and look at it and then look at it some more
It is a
and then I'm gonna
blood.
give it back and say,
It is a
a
bloodstone.
bloodstone. I'm gonna stare at it maybe a little bit longer then.
hmm
I'm gonna give it back and say thank you, and then we'll walk out.
Okay. All right then.
Okay.
Did you get your
So-
shiny quota for the day?
Yeah, I got to look at it. It was really hard not to keep it, but I mean, they might they might need the money to buy the ore back. Oh,
Wow.
who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? They might need the money to buy it back, but at least then they'll have it and they can deliver it and see their job done or whatever. They're such jerks.
So, morning comes. Where are you guys? What are you doing now then?
Kodak would have woken up like early
Okay.
because he's used to like taking third watch. So he would have woken up early, done like all of his pre-morning rituals, and he probably would have taken a walk around town.
Okay.
Done his calisthenics.
Okay. You walk around town.
And you're attacked by a fish.
He's just familiarizing himself with his surroundings. Figure out where places are.
Okay.
He retraced his steps several times, just to get a map of the city in his head. And then when he feels he's got at least a basic understanding of everything, he'll go back to the inn, sit downstairs, wait for everybody else to wake up,
Okay.
maybe eat some gruel or whatever for breakfast.
Okay. So you go back. You found the blacksmiths, by the way, on your travel around town.
All right.
I don't know how far around town you traveled. It's a pretty big town.
He wouldn't have gotten straight too far away from the inn yet, because he doesn't want to get lost and not be able to find his way back. So probably a good 20, 30 blocks.
Okay. Alrighty then. So, you guys wake, you found your blacksmith, you have your morning gruel, and it's time to head out.
All right.
Alright. Hikri, how are you going to sell not taking the trail?
It would be a tough sell. But I'm going to say, quite truthfully, that the way that we're going is going to be quicker if we don't go to that first town. We should be able to make it to Tourmaline by the time we need rest, and it would shave about 2 hours off the trip. It would require that we don't take the road. I'm pretty good with not taking the road, and we would head northeast across the snow. And it might help if we had a sled. So if we're going to depart the road, so I will look into how much that costs.
All right.
In
I
all,
don't insight checks if he has any ulterior motives.
I was going to say, in all honesty, he's never steered us wrong. So
I would totally trust them.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, say again.
That's a -1 wisdom.
oh wow!
All right.
Say that bird knows it all.
So, if you want to rent a sled, you can rent a sled itself for 20 gold, but then you have to have something to pull the sled.
Okay, so how much is a team of dogs?
I only need one dog. For now.
If one of the dogs. So if we load up this sled, right? Like if we have people on it, one dog is going to pull a sled full of people.
No. You're going to need probably 4 dogs to pull everybody on the sled. And your gear. Maybe 3. One dog can pull 360 pounds. The sled itself weighs 300 pounds.
So we're going to need a team of 6 dogs probably.
If you're going to do a sled for each of you.
No, I mean if we hook up 6, that means we'll pull the sled, pull our supplies, and pull our people. There's 5 of us.
Well, you figure, let's say an average of you weigh 200 pounds each. So that's 1,000 pounds there. Huh?
Diagonal has her own ride.
Oh, that's right. So figure you guys weigh 800 pounds total. The sled weighs 300 pounds, so that's 1,100 pounds. And then all your gear, we'll say, adds another 300 pounds. So yeah, you're going to need 5 dogs.
Yeah. All right. So, and how much are the trained dogs going to run?
50 each.
Crap. That's 300. 250. Yeah, that's just shy of 300 gold.
I have 130.
Yeah, and I've got 100, but
I've got 2.
I got 6.
Yeah, me and Benito, 2 broke ass bitches.
so
If it's gonna make my trip easier, I am all about sharing.
we're not going to be able to come up with enough money for it though. Even if both of us pitch in together.
Some of them can walk.
But that's not going to help us. I'm trying to go faster.
Yeah, so that'll cut your time in half.
Yeah, it'd be a lot faster than what we're doing, but we don't have the money to do it. Well, then we're just gonna have to walk. But I would still recommend probably getting a sled and a couple dogs, just because we could throw the supplies on there. We're less likely to become exhausted.
Very true.
But the rest of us are still gonna have to walk.
All right, so you want to get a sled and some. How many dogs?
I'll buy a dog if she buys a dog.
Sure.
All right.
Let's let 2 dogs.
So the sled can, or the dogs can pull. After the weight of the sled, they can pull 400 pounds. So.
Which we'll load it up with our supplies, so people aren't weighted down in the snow too much. We have snowshoes, yes.
Yep.
Yep. Everybody got snowshoes.
Right. So this won't. This will still save us a couple hours, but it's still going to. It won't. It won't. We won't get major cost savings until we can put together enough money to get a real sled.
Okay. All right. So you get your sled, and you get going. Are you guys buying his straight there thing?
Yeah, because I rolled a 0.
Well, he's never led me wrong, so yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's never lied to me, so I have no problem with it.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. This is.
I mean, we all know he has his own motives for certain things, but he's been good to us and has not led us wrong, so.
Yeah, we'd probably be dead if it wasn't for him. I would be. He saved my life.
My sincere motive so far has been not letting you die out of your own ignorance, right? You're here, you don't know where you're at, and I've sort of taken you under my wing as my new.
Literally?
Yeah, right. Literally.
Okay. Alrighty.
I fully expect this to go bad. I really do. I could end up taking some serious heat for this, though. But I'm willing to do it because I think the iron would save enough lives. But that's the risk I have to take if I'm trying to do the right thing.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So let me look at this real quick. Holy cow. You guys head out into the wild blue yonder, as we call it. We'll put you up on this map here so you guys get an idea. So you guys take off and you head out. Now, when you stop to pick up the sled and the dogs, he did remind you, and Beans would know as well, that the dogs do need to rest probably about for 5 minutes or so every hour so that they don't become exhausted from dragging the sled. Okay, just to give you an idea.
And Higglewar can steer the dogs
Correct.
and is pretty light.
Yep. So you head out on a northeasterly sort of way. And I would say you get to about here when a blizzard descends on you, reducing visibility to 20 feet. Um, Now, mind you, before, as you were traveling, you could see Kelvin's Cairn rising in the distance in front of you. Um, this blizzard reduces visibility to 20 feet. Kelvin's Cairn vanishes from view as the blowing snow and howling wind engulf you.
Okay, so we need to put up our tents, like right now.
Seems reasonable.
Because if we don't, then well, we're not going to be able to make any headway if we can't see where we're going. We're automatically going to become lost, and we're just going to freeze to death out here. If we throw up the tents, we can at least stay warm while the storm is raging.
Okay. So you're going to put up your tents. I'm assuming you're going to bring the dogs inside the tent with you.
Absolutely.
And Axbeak will go in your tent with you, Dagnall. Okay. Is your Discord not working, Mark? Okay. So Dagnall's having mic issues, just so you guys know. In case you didn't see that. Alright. Alright, so you pitch your tents to wait out the blizzard. The blizzard rages around you for 7 hours. I nobody's gonna try to make camp or fire. I'm assuming because you can't really make a fire in a blizzard.
Can I snuggle with the dogs?
I'm assuming. Okay, so you have one dog in your tent. I'm guessing that probably
Sure.
Merrick took a dog in his tent since he's the animal handler. So yeah, you can snuggle with the dog.
I'll be with as few tents as possible. Like we should be snuggling with each other, honestly.
I'll share. I don't care. Somebody else can stay with me. All right, try.
All right. So,
Dagnall would be okay though, because Dagnall has the boots, so Dagnall's not freezing to death.
okay.
I love those boots. I had those on Fargo at one point.
Okay. I'm just looking to see what happens in a blizzard if I need to make any checks or anything. And you guys all have cold weather clothing, so you're okay that. There. All right, so you guys are okay. So that's good.
Yay!
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, we lost a few hours.
Yep.
But we would have lost that if we were on the road too. It's a freaking blizzard.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, eventually you hear the winds dying down. And,
Actually, somebody would have to leave the tent anyway just to get the snow off the tent.
yeah.
That sort of thing, but yeah.
Alright. So, yeah, eventually, the blowing, raging snow dies down. and the blizzard clears up, just leaving white mounds everywhere in front of you. Calvin's Cairn peeking out on the skyline once again. And where to now? You gonna keep them on the path you were on before?
Yeah, keep them on the path we were on before, heading towards Kelvin's Cairn.
Okay. So after you pack up your tents and everything and you get going, um, you crest a snow covered ridge and see a frozen, dismembered corpse in the gully in front of you. Snow covers some of the gory bits, but the headless torso and severed limbs are visible. Um, you see tracks in the snow all around the corpse, and the telltale grooves in the snow left behind. And the telltale grooves in the snow left behind by a sled that has been hauled away.
Wait a minute.
Is that a dwarven body?
Are you going to get closer to look?
Yes.
Cautiously.
Okay, you cautiously go down into the gully in front of you. And so I'm going to ping it right here on the map for you. You're coming up on this little valley here. So in the valley, the effects of the blizzard weren't as great. It was still there, but it wasn't as horrible. So if you go a little bit into the valley, you do see that yes, this is the corpse of a dwarf.
You sneaky. I like it.
And you see, like I said, you see some tracks in the snow all around the corpse, and grooves in the snow that look just like the grooves left from your sled.
This is where the dwarves were attacked?
Well, um, you can look for it. You can look around to see. I mean, if you think that's what this is, sure.
My friends, do you think this is where the dwarves were attacked?
Oh, it's a dwarf corpse, so I assume so.
I'm going to look on the dwarf corpse and look for the battle hammer symbol that we saw in the other ones.
All right, go ahead and make a perception or check for me.
All right.
He is wearing the same type of gear as the other ones.
Yeah, this looks like the other dwarfs.
Okay.
That must mean there's yetis.
Yeah, we probably should get out of here. Is there anything worthwhile on this dwarf or something we can bring back to them or anything if we see him again? Because we can't really look around the body.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, the body's pretty dismembered, and it looks like it's been picked clean of weapons and stuff. You do notice tracks in the snow around it. If anyone wants to take a look at those.
That'd be Kikri's specialty.
It would. So I will use my ranger stuff.
Okay.
I've got things that should allow me to pretty much auto succeed. We pull it up. That's the important thing.
Yep.
So And I can roll the track, and if I track, I learn the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they
Right.
passed through the air.
Okay.
The part though, difficult terrain doesn't slow groups travel, and we can't become lost. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What do you need from me, Mel?
Roll your tracking.
What skill do you want me to use?
I would say wisdom, please.
Survival.
Survival.
Yep.
All right. Arctic terrain and go. Are these beasts?
Um, you don't know yet?
Yeah, I'm just asking because it impacts my roll also.
I mean, they're snowshoes, so I don't necessarily know if you're going to be able to tell by footprints.
Yeah, so they wouldn't be my favorite enemy.
Yeah, no.
I have a looks like a 9 because I rolled that badly.
Um, and that's with your doubled bonus.
Yeah, that's 7 plus 2, 9.
Okay. Yeah. So it looks like you can tell. One, these tracks are fresh. They were made after the blizzard, not before.
Okay.
Whatever made them was wearing snowshoes, and there was a group of them, maybe around a half a dozen or so. Um, and whatever they were light on their feet. The snowshoes don't sink too far down into the snow at all. It's almost a barely there impression.
Holy crap. So I'll point that out to everybody. I'll say I'm not certain that the last people to visit the site, the people that took that, I'm not certain they were Yeti.
Oh,
Odd.
Can I try a survival check now?
Sure, go ahead. Roll your survival. Uh, okay, Cordash. You can tell with certainty there were six of them, and that they were small humanoid. And it looks like the small humanoid creatures were dragging the sled behind them.
Yeah, like I said, not Yeti.
And you can definitely determine that the tracks were made within the last hour.
These
This
tracks are fresh. They're
yeah,
small humanoids. There's 6 of them.
yeah, and they're not Yeti, which are the opposite.
Yeah, they are definitely
not.
not Yeti.
So
They're
the
the size
dwarves definitely lied to us then.
the dwarf.
Or
I don't know if the dwarf lied because if you look, that dwarf was quite dead.
That dwarf is quite dead, and if you look at the body, you can certainly tell that the body itself, parts have been covered, and it's actually frozen now. And you can tell that the blizzard blew into crevices and stuff on the body. The body is actually frozen, the parts of it that you see. It has been literally ripped apart.
so
The head is missing completely. The
it's,
arms,
it's obviously a Yeti kill.
the arms are gone. The leg is like 5 feet from the body. There's one of the legs there, but the head and arms are completely gone. It was
The Yeti might have taken the whole body, for food, because Yetis kill for food. This doesn't seem right at all.
We'll
No.
take our finding this iron ore for these people after all.
Yeah, this looks like it could be the work of bandits. And bandits are way superior than Yeti because you know why Yeti do what they do.
Does anyone want to examine the body? Like
That's
Yeah.
what I
super
thought I
examine
was
and
doing.
medical examine the body?
Oh, yeah, I could do that while I was looking at it,
And
I
Dagnall
suppose.
has a bit of healing, so I don't know if Dagnall wants to examine it too because he does have that bit of healing.
That's as far as I can tell on it.
All right.
I plus
All right. Um, between the three of you, you determined that the body was quite literally ripped apart by claws. No, you can tell that it was ripped apart by claws. It is not there. It is not clean cut
Weapon.
weapon. There's jagged ends. Um, if you've ever ripped
was
a
legit
shirt or
work.
ripped a piece of paper and you see how it just kind of
Everything's been rended.
yes.
All right. Well, obviously, whatever rended him did not take this away. So, I mean, somebody stumbled onto this and just stole it like an idiot. Some light group of creatures. Which means we can be the superheroes here, go take care of them, come back. If we can find the dwarves, still collect a payday, and, you know, maybe not have to fight as hard as we thought.
Or we could. This smells like goblins.
That's what I thought. I don't know how
Goblins.
differ in this area.
Well, I
At the
mean,
word,
go
at the
ahead.
word goblins, Kagash will spit in the snow. Goblins. Bleh.
All right. Are you going to follow the tracks?
Yes. I don't know if anybody else is, but Kagash will.
All right.
I'm down.
Roll your tracking there for me, Kikri.
Okay. Can I roll better than a 3?
Uh, roll. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, 3. A 3 became a 9 for me. That's a good roll.
Okay. So you follow the tracks, and excuse me. After about a half hour, you go over a slight rise, and you see in front of you the creatures you've been following appear to be goblins based on their stature. All six of them groan, grunt, and curse loudly as they haul the bulky sled towards what appears to be a 20-foot tall wagon parked in the snow. Harnessed to this conveyance are two roaring polar bears that don't look happy. All right.
Bonus! We get a wagon, too. That's probably a little bit of stuff.
See.
And we can eat polar bear.
Okay.
Oh, no, we need him for the wagon.
Let me see if they actually have a map for this encounter. I don't know. I don't think so, though. Which is weird. They've had a map for like everything else.
We're going to want to ambush these things.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been quiet.
So they don't have a map. So what I'm going to do, we're going to play it out right here on this map. So y'all are going to want to zoom in to the spot I'm pinging on the map. Or actually, make it here. Let me put your guys' characters on the map. On the map, on the map.
That is a giant dwarf.
Yes.
Right
yes,
next
it
to a
is.
giant half orc. Man, it's a sexy token.
You guys all got sexy tokens.
Just say they're all pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Okay.
Never the mind, yeah.
Yee. Okay.
I'm zoomed
Excellent.
in as far as I can go. I can still barely see the tokens.
Huh?
I'm zoomed in as far as I can be. I can still barely see the tokens.
Really?
Yeah.
I lost them when I started zooming in because they're so small.
I can zoom in much further on those. I can see them all. Do I need to make them bigger for you guys?
I'm at 250%, and that's as high as you can go.
I mean, I can see them.
I see little circles.
I'll
I'm
I'll
good.
make I'll make them a little bit bigger for you. They
Yeah,
don't
I'm
need
at
to be.
250%, and I can only make out the tokens because I know what colors our circles
Oh
are.
my god! I made them smaller.
How?
Like literally, it was tiny. It was like the size of a pinhead. Is that a little bit better? Can you guys see them a little
Yeah, I
better
can see
now?
that now.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are coming up on this hill right here, in which you come across goblins. There.
Are brigands. They're basically going along, raiding people, taking their stuff, grab anything discarded. That's a big goblin. That's another really big goblin.
We got this, guys. We can take him.
Where we're screwed.
Goblins, they're the size of cities.
I told you I didn't know if goblins were the same in this area. Goblins are giants.
Craig looks at the giant goblins, looks at his axe. I think I'm gonna need a bigger axe.
What the hell? Alright, so you got your 6 goblins here. Why is that?
Two of them are twins. They're connected.
They all look alike.
We are Siamese, if you please.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Goblins are obviously inbred too.
let me.
That's why they're gross.
Okay. Let me put these up here. Alright.
Holy shit, polar bear.
They do look upset. I agree with Mel.
They are very angry.
We should feed them one of the goblins.
Why did
Okay.
the goblin not say goblin underneath, but the polar bear say polar bear underneath?
The goblins say goblin underneath.
Not on mine.
Green.
Oh. But the polar bears say polar bear underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say polar bear underneath mine too.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know what I say? We appease the polar bears after we kill these goblins by feeding them the goblins.
Yeah, we could just feed the polar bear the goblins so they like us, and then we'll have them all around.
Okay. So, let's see. All right. Okay. So that is the sled you see with the polar bears attached to it. And then the goblins in front of you are carrying or are dragging this sled as well, dragging the other sled.
I really feel like I'm going after Jawas.
That was y'all. But look, that thing is warm. Like that's moving shelter. That's way better than what we had.
Very true. Okay. Um, so, let me pull up my initiative tracker.
Yeah, we just gotta keep the polar bears happy.
All right, everybody go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Oh, Jesus.
I go by Jesse, but what can I do for you?
Let me roll better dice, because 9 sucks.
Hey, I rolled above a 2. It's time for initiative.
What the heck? What is up with your character today, Jesse?
I know, I'm rolling good, except for that 0.
Being competent and everything.
That's right, your goblins rolled a perfect 20.
Yeah, well, the goblins can
They don't know we're here yet.
eat battle axe.
Goblins can act on round 2 also.
Yes.
We're able to pull off a surprise. We'll get one round before they do.
And yes, you get 1 round. Kikri.
All right, so I'm going to fly over to here.
Oh, I should point out, you guys are 120 feet behind the sled. So before you do initiative, you can try to sneak even closer to them
That's
because
what we
they're
need.
moving at about a quarter of the speed because they're trying to drag this sled.
Oh, yeah. We definitely want to be within 30.
Okay. So you guys can sneak up and get close to them and be within 30 feet of them. Just so you know. But when you see
good.
them, you're about 120 feet away from them. And then they were 120 feet away from the bigger sled with the polar bears.
Okay. Do you need us to do anything to do that?
No, I think you're good. They're very distracted by pulling the sled, grunting and moaning and complaining to themselves.
Good thing, because Korgash is falling over his own feet.
Yeah, he's always falling over his own feet.
Hey guys, we'll on them real good, won't we?
I have no decks. What do you want?
All right. So, Kikri.
I will fly to the other side so they can't make a break for the other wagon.
Okay.
And then I'm going to stab at the one in front of me.
Okay. Okay, the one directly in front of you. Alrighty. All right. So you hit it. You
For
stab
12?
it for 12 damage, and it goes down.
All right, cool. So my bonus action, I'm going to slash at another one.
Left or right?
Go left.
Okay. This one.
Little one.
Okay.
A 10.
That will miss.
Okay, that's an action and a bonus action and a move, and I'm done.
Korgash.
Korgash will come forward.
Okay.
That guy.
All right.
And he will try to lop off his head with his great axe.
Okay.
A 14 hit?
No, that will miss.
Oh.
Yeah, better overcuts than most of us.
Merrick.
Oh, but good damage, too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. As they say in the movies, Higgle roar. And we are going to use a rage. And we are going to, or I should say, we're going to go berserk, not rage. Two different things. And I guess I'll poke one through the throat.
Okay. All right.
See? Told you I
Higoroar
would.
comes up with his rapier, screaming Higoroar, and slashes out at the goblin, pokes it in his throat, hits the carotid artery, and the goblin drops to the ground. All right. Do you have a second action or only one?
Nope. I used my bonus action, I used my movement, and I also attacked.
All right. Ursha.
All right. I am going to step over here and aim at the one on the left in the back.
Okay.
If age will load.
Okay. The left in the back. Okay. The one Connor was trying to hit, or the one next.
Right behind it.
Huh?
Behind.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. And you miss.
Yes.
Okay. Dagnall.
Because my damage would have been good too.
One of them's dead, right?
Yep, the one in front of you is dead. Dagnall's going to probably attack something. Without a mic, it's a little bit harder to. There. The one with the red X on it is dead. There you go.
That's an X.
No, it's a square actually. It's supposed to be an X, but it's a square. So.
Probably because we're so
small. All right. So Dagnall's moving up to the side. Gonna get in on some action there. He just logged out. I'm guessing he's going to try to fix his issues real quick. All right. Well, Dagnall's logs out, and I'm assuming logging back in. We'll take a quick break. Okay. Give him a minute to get that set.
Do 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 do.
Is you coming?
Coming where? Oh, okay. So we're taking an official break. Oops.
All right.
Log back in. Yeah.
That just means I can thread another needle and keep on sewing.
Woo!
Woo!
Keep sewing. Just keep sewing.
Are we taking a break, or is Mook ready, or does anybody know?
I don't know, Conan.
I was along for the ride.
Me
I'm
too.
just taking pictures. He hasn't said anything yet, Mel. No. Okay, we're going to take an official quick break then.
Okay.
So yeah, I got about looks like 5 of your figs primed before my primer ran out.
Oh no.
Oh. And it's going to get harder and harder to prime stuff now too, isn't it, with the weather?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wanted to get it done today, but
Yeah, you're going to have to prime because you're not going to be able to prime for months.
was I doing in my basement? But
So you could basement it.
But that's a huge mess.
It's always my basement.
My basement's clean and dry.
That
Now
is
they got
us.
now they got a new water heater.
I know we were getting ready to go away to a baseball game, and Dusty ran downstairs to get a cooler, and ours was like spewing out the top.
Oh no,
Yeah,
the
that.
water heater.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's not good.
I mean, that was before when we could actually go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully the next day him and his dad put another one in. Yeah, that wasn't fun. And then I don't remember where it was. I think I was working because I had done both jobs, so I had been gone from like 8 in the morning until like 8:30 at night. And I get home and I heard what I thought was our humidifier hissing.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, I'm like, okay, what's going on? So like I turned it off, didn't quit, unplugged it, didn't quit. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Let the dogs out. And by that point, I'd worked 12 hours. I was exhausted. I went to bed. Well, I know one of our pipes had burst. So he fixed that too. Like, maybe I should have ran downstairs. Not that I would have known how to turn the water off, but I could have called somebody. Thankfully, our house is sturdy.
My painting table is clear. I can start painting my bones that I haven't barely touched.
We need to have a painting party. Not that it'll be much of a party, but I want to paint. I still haven't organized my new ones yet into the.
Oh, your new paints.
Yeah, I haven't put the dots on them and put them into my holder yet. Like
I was gonna make a Reaper order tonight, but with me needing primer, and if I make a Reaper order, it's gonna be $40. That's gonna drop my weekly budget down to like 50.
yeah, but primer's not that expensive.
The can's like $13 a can. So that sucks.
Yeah, but October's almost over. Can't believe October's almost over.
I couldn't make a Reaper order last week because I had to get a new mouse.
Mine is so old. My mouse is horribly old. But it works just fine. So as long as it keeps on working. Ooh, he's almost done.
So they built a statue in Bloomington, Indiana, for Captain Catherine Janeway
Who?
from Star Trek Voyager. Captain Catherine Janeway.
Oh,
Yeah, so they have a bust there and a plaque and an informational thing, and the plaque says Catherine Janeway, or future birthplace of Catherine Janeway, Bloomington, Indiana, Earth, May 20th, 2336.
nice.
Fun.
It's a place you can go see if you want to do like a nerdy trip somewhere. Yeah.
That's Dusty's parents have looked a couple of times because isn't there a place? There's a town somewhere that's actually Vulcan. I'm not sure what state it's in or where it's at exactly.
I'm back, but I don't see Dagnall. Did he?
We haven't heard him either.
I'm guessing he dropped then, because he is not showing online. That's kind of
Got a message. He's rebooting.
putting his computer having issues.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that if you go to Riverside, Iowa, which is not too far from me, you can go to the future birthplace of James T. Kirk site.
Nice.
So I guess Bloomington wanted to get in on the action, get some of those nerdy tourists.
Well, that's why. Was it Las Vegas that used to have the Star Trek exhibit?
Yeah, the Star Trek experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like Dusty's parents. Did you and your brother go too, Dust? To Vegas for that Star Trek experience? Yeah, he went with his parents and then he went once with his buddy Josh. Then they weren't like legal age, so they couldn't really do a whole lot of stuff. And then a couple of years later, like before it went away, him and buddies went again. They said it was pretty cool. Yeah, when I first met Dusty, I was like, what am I getting myself into? Because I went down and like their living room has built-in bookshelves, and one side was all like all kinds of nerdy books, and the rest of it was all VHS Star Trek tapes that they had bought. I'm pretty sure they had like a little Tribble in a jar and everything. It was cute. Like, this thing's fuzzy. I had no clue what it was at the time.
Ah, crap. Reaper's Otter's Ghoulie Bags.
Aww.
As of October 20th.
I got 2 pink paints from them in it. Brains pink. And another breast cancer awareness pink.
That's a good pink.
It is a good pink, and I don't like pink. But the brains pink is pretty cool because it's kind of like a grayish pink.
I actually use that one a lot, the breast cancer pink.
Uh-huh. Isn't that what Mitzi's hair is?
That's Mitzi's hair. That's Olive Flamingo.
Okay. Oh, flaw.
I want to play Starfinder again. So, the next time we game in person, Bob wants to run. He wants to run 2E.
Well,
So I told him I have no problem with that. We'll probably do it at your place since
cats.
it's getting cold and we can't play on my porch anymore then.
That's sad.
That is sad. I love my porch.
But I know Dave has a hard time seeing, though, too.
Yeah, 'cause I need better lighting out there too. So I'm averaging like filling my tank up with gas every 2 months.
Isn't it glorious when you live like blocks from work?
Oh, so good.
Mine's usually every 2 weeks, maybe more. But once in a while, Dust will take mine to work. But we're trying to kind of save miles on my car because we're supposed to go to Florida next summer. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully everything's back to normal by then. I go to Gen Con.
Yeah. Well,
It's gonna be so iffy.
yeah.
I know. But still.
I know. I miss seeing like real people.
Me too.
Where my sister has a timeshare, so she's planning um a Disney trip for like 17 of us, 19 of us. I can't remember, something like that. Like super excited and like hoping it actually, gets to happen.
I just want to go to Gen Con. At this point.
Come on.
Where'd Amanda go?
I'm here.
Oh, that's weird.
Am I not on the
Oh,
screen?
there you are. I just didn't have my Discord all the way up.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I don't know how much longer we want to wait for. Um. Oh, there's Sake. Looks like his computer's rebooting, so he just popped a Discord. Not in the game yet, but. So did anybody else order skinny minis from the Kickstarter they did?
Nope.
Oh, Beans
Don't
Beans
even
did. They're
open?
supposed to be in soon.
And what are they?
They're called skinny minis. You ever seen those charms and stuff that people like bake almost, and they're flat, skinny things with a picture that you color in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's basically that, but miniatures. Um, there's all different sorts of miniatures and everything like that. They're just um, flat 3D instead of a full on 3D miniature. They come with
Okay.
little stands and everything like that. It's a pretty neat concept, and they have a lot of good things. They're put out by Dungeon in a Box.
Okay.
Who's that?
Skinny minis.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Looks like Mark is back in Discord and onto our stream. Let's see if his mic and stuff is working. Goodness gracious.
Hello.
All
No.
right.
Hey. A Discord apparently needed an update.
Mm.
Oh.
All right. Well, we waited for you.
I
Um,
appreciate it.
of course.
we'll cut that right out with a little bit of editing magic.
We probably won't, but that's okay.
Oh, oh, it's magic. You know.
All right. So it is Dagnall's turn. Um, and we'll see
Okay.
what he's gonna do.
So I think I moved up. I'm still waiting for it to load, but I think I was moving up, and I was I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay. Who are you gonna cast
And
Bless on?
target. I will cast the. Was it Korgash, Merrick, and myself,
Okay. All right. You're gonna cast Bless on Merrick, Korgash, and yourself.
and then I'll
Um,
move up to where I was, and that'll be it.
so you guys can use your character sheet to add Bless to your rolls.
It wasn't working last week with mine, but I will try it.
Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't working with yours. But hey,
We'll see if it works this week.
let's see, Merrick. Um, global attack modifier. Bless.
Oh, you just put it on me, didn't you?
Yep.
I was trying to do that.
Well, hopefully it works. All right. So it is the goblin's turn. Um, let's see here. They go first at the start of their turn. Da, 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 da. Okay. So this one right here reaches into his bag, pulls out a horn, and blows on it.
Yeah, saw that coming.
Okay. Um. All right. This goblin here is going to attack Kikri. So does a 16 hit Kikri?
I'm pretty sure.
All right. You will take 4 points of slashing damage. All right. This goblin here is going to attack Merrick. Does a 15 hit Merrick?
Nope.
Okay. This goblin here is going to attack Korgash. And Korgash does an 8 hit.
An 8? No.
All right. So our 3 goblins have attacked. The 4th one has rolled his horn. And you guys will see. Let's see here. We'll go to this one. B. All right. Pop that out. Pull it over here. And we'll put you on here. Okay. You'll see when the horn blows, you'll see a goblin get up and stand on top of the wagon with a torch looking at you guys. All right. Kikri.
All right, I'm going to take to the air. That means a couple of them probably can hit me, but I'm going to fly up to that goblin that jumped up there.
Okay.
Come up.
Now, mind you, it is about 120 feet away from you.
How many feet?
120 feet away from you.
Cool. I'm not worried about that.
Okay, so
So,
do you get then they get an attack of opportunity on you when you take to the air?
oh yeah.
Okay. So Goblin 1 crit you for 11. Goblin 2 does a 12 hit.
All right. So I will get up there and I will.
Does a 12 hit you?
No,
Oh.
it doesn't.
Okay. So you get up and you fly towards this goblin here.
Yes. And 100 feet, I will fly and I will dash. And as a bonus action, I will move my hunter's mark to that one.
Okay.
If I have a hunter's mark,
All right. So
I do not have a hunter's mark, so that will not work. So as a bonus action, I will cast a hunter's mark on it.
okay. All right. So you're gonna fly up there. As you fly up there, you hear the goblin shout out. And although they can't do anything to you just yet, you see 2 goblins peek out of the back of the big tower wagon. Okay? And you've put your hunter's mark on that one. All right. What was up with the Constitution save?
No, just to see if I cut my hunter's mark that I initially had.
Oh, okay. All right. And Korgash.
We're actually going to slash at the one in front of him.
All right. Korgash slashes at the one in front of him, dealing a massive 12 points of damage to it as it drops dead to the ground.
And then he'll step up.
Okay. Merrick.
Next guy in a row. Still raging. Nope.
Okay. Are you stepping up?
It didn't give me plus. 14 would have missed anyway, so it's not even
Yes.
worth rolling the d4.
All right. Are you stepping up? Or are you just staying where you're at and attacking the one that's adjacent to you?
Technically, if I really want to have fun, I'm still in his attack zone, so I can move all the way to here.
Okay. If that's what you're doing, that's fine. All right. Ursha.
Same. Well, yeah, same one as last time.
Okay.
Let's see.
12 will miss.
Of course it will.
Dagnall.
Should I expect anything else?
By the way, Dag, no, that won't work. Never mind.
I'm going to attack the one right here.
Okay. All right. 24 definitely hits for 11 points of damage. As that one drops dead to the ground. All right. Their turn. Okay. First one on Beans. Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
4 points of damage.
Take 2.
Second one on Beans. A 20
That'll hit.
for 8 points of damage.
I'll take 4.
And that's those two. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So Kikri,
There.
are you basically in hand to hand now with this goblin boss?
Yeah.
Okay. So first attack does an 11 hit.
Nope.
Second attack, that means a 7 will not hit. All right. And well, you kind of really okay. Okay. All right. The other two goblins that are peeking out from the wagon do nothing. Kikri.
So I am going to. How high up is the wagon?
20 feet in the air.
So my first attack, I'm going to attempt to shove him off the wagon.
Okay. Let's roll an opposing strength check.
Athletics, sure will.
Which way are you shoving him? Towards the polar bears, towards the back of the wagon where your friends are, or towards the left or right?
I'm going to kick him down into the middle of the polar bears.
Okay.
Because I know how that's going to turn out.
All right.
Not if I roll a 1. But he could still fail, I guess.
And he did. With a 2. He failed with a 2. So you kick this goblin down into the polar bears.
You must have been standing on ice.
Or something. Okay. So let's go ahead and
Saw those claw feet and like freaked out.
give them polar bears an initiative. Okay.
All right, cool. So as a bonus action,
Uh-huh.
or a free action, I'm going to throw a trout on him.
Okay. As
And
a free action, you're going to throw a trout on him.
and then I'm going to fly off someplace where I have cover so nobody can shoot at me. And I will watch the fun happen. I'm done.
Okay. Korgash.
That's great. I will go to this goblin.
Good luck hitting him. I can't.
And I'll take a swing. I
Yes.
can't hit him either. Apparently.
Is that with your bless? Well, it doesn't matter. Oh, you.
Yeah, that's a plus.
Oh, lovely.
Stubborn ass goblin.
Okay, Merrick.
You know what? Just because nobody else can hit him, I'm going to try to hit him.
Okay. Oh my God, Merrick fails to hit him as well. Okay.
What's wrong with this goblin?
All right. The
Oh.
polar bears. Yeah. Okay. They now have a goblin in their midst with a trout on top of him. So we all know what they're going to do.
Nom nom nom.
2. And then, oh, let me go ahead and do that. All right. So one of them reaches out to bite him, misses. The second one bites him for 9 points of damage. And then,
Grapple him.
and then, let's see here, -9. And they're going to reach out and claw him. The one polar bear reaches out to claw him and manages to swipe his head off. So he's gone.
All right, but we know the goblin that should be the goblin boss now.
Okay. Ursha.
Hit him.
I'm getting tired of this baloney. So,
Oh, no. No advantage. Stupid goblin next to me.
are you kidding me?
You have advantage. Korgash is on the other side of
No,
him.
no, she doesn't.
Oh,
There's another goblin in her threat
Yep.
range. Hold
okay.
on.
Ursha, you missed this goblin who just seems to have 20 lives. And Dagnall.
I'll move up to this one and attack.
Okay, that one is in, it's 120 feet away.
Oh.
Yeah, he had to fly to the other guy last turn.
All right, I'll move back there and attack.
Okay.
Good luck.
No luck to be had. That goblin is just lucky as hell. So now it's got 3 people on it. Yeah, he's gonna go for Korgash because Korgash is the biggest guy.
Koyash is gigantic.
Yes. If he could take down the big guy can't hurt him. Does a 13
Let me
hit?
check something.
13 does not.
Okay. Kikri.
All right, Kikri did some good work.
Oh yes, Kikri did some really good work.
No,
Kikri is going to
no.
Yeah.
I gotta go AFK. Roll for me.
Okay.
so Kikri's going to fly around, and I'm going to try to stab one of these guys.
Okay, they are inside the wagon.
You had mentioned they were peeking out from flaps or whatever.
Yeah. They have 3/4 cover, so.
That's a +5 to their AC.
Mm.
I still have the chance of hitting one.
Yep.
All right. Spear. 18 to hit.
So close, but not with 3/4 cover.
That's okay, because that's not what I really wanted to do. With the other one, I'm going to attempt to grapple him with my foot.
Okay.
So that's a grapple check.
Yeah. This ought to be interesting.
And that doesn't involve armor class.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, yeah, you grappled him with his one.
Cool. And I'm going to pull him out and let him fall to the ground with,
Okay.
with the movement I got left.
All right. Korgash.
And I'll let him drop. So he'll fall 20 feet.
He'll fall about 10 feet because the whole wagon itself is like 20 feet tall.
Oh, okay. I'll take the 10 feet.
All right.
I think I got him that time.
You got him that time, Korgash. Good job. He's dead. Oh, and he disappeared off the thing. Oh, well. All right. Okay, Merrick's turn. Merrick is going to attack the one that's in front of him. Doo-doo-doo. With his rapier. All right.
Woo!
Oh, Merrick's going to crit the one in front of him as it collapses, dies, and falls to the ground. Okay. Polar bears are not doing anything at the moment other than eating the goblin. Ursha.
That's fabulous.
Oh, after Merrick attacks, he's going to move up 30 feet towards the another set. All right, Ursha.
And you said how far are these
120 feet away, so you can double move.
Well, I can
or
move
shoot.
to about here, and I'm going to cast Firebolt,
What's the range on that?
120 feet.
Okay, so you can move up your 30 feet, cast Firebolt.
Jesus.
Well, that's going to miss,
Yield.
but that's okay. Dagnall.
I guess start making my way up to this one.
All right. Kikri. You've got one on the ground and one inside the sled still.
I'm going to go for the other one. So I'm going to fly up to the other one
Okay.
by its flap, and I'm going to reach in and try to pull it out.
All right. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, you pull it out because these guys obviously have no strength whatsoever. You pull it out.
So pull it up, fall. As he falls, I'm going to slash at him on the way down as a bonus action.
Okay.
11 will miss.
That will miss. Okay, they are on the ground. You're in the air.
And now that none of them can attack of opportunity me, I'm going to fly inside of it.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, these two have seen you completely annihilate the rest of their party, and they're going to take off running as fast as they can. So, they're each going to bolt off, I'm going to say this way. 60 feet, each of them. And Kordash.
Does anybody know offhand what the range on a chromatic orb is?
Or 60, maybe?
90 feet. How far away are they?
From you now, they're, I would say, probably about 180 feet.
So I could. No, I wouldn't be able to get close enough to shoot up. Darn.
So I just told Mel to play my character.
Alright. I'll move 30 feet
Okay.
and shake my fist at them.
Why, you little...
Cowards!
Alright. Okay, Merrick. Okay. Let's see here. Merrick's gonna head over to the other sled. And the polar bears are still finishing off what's left of the goblin. She can come here and shut this door. I'm sorry, guys. I know I can hear. All right. Yeah. So the goblins run off. You guys still have some very angry polar bears chained to the sled. How do you want to handle that?
So polar bears are tough animals. Do I know anything about these particular beasts that might help somebody try to tame them?
Does Merrick? Because
Well, I would say Merrick has animal handling, so Merrick will definitely try that.
And I'm gonna try to help him because they're my favorite enemy.
Okay. All right. Merrick got a 16 on his animal handling. Okay. So Merrick goes up to the polar bears, speaking with them extremely calmly, and very gently, and he tells you guys that it'd be best if you waited inside the sled while he releases them so that they don't attack.
Oh, we need to pull that big old wagon?
Yeah. So if you guys wait in there, he'll release them, and gently, very gently, coax them in the direction that the other goblins ran off to, and lets them go.
But don't we need them to pull what we're in?
Not necessarily. What you have is a very messed up goblin wagon. You don't the sled that you get, or the thing that you guys have is bringing that to one of the towns. I guess I should have asked first if you guys wanted to calm the bears and actually use them to pull your wagon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, okay, he will calm the bears down. Let's see what he can do with them.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to assist him.
Okay. All right. Okay. He calms them down. But they are both very angry, honestly. So it's going to take you guys a lot of work to get them more docile. It's a good thing you have fish, um, maybe a goblin body or two to save and feed them, and stuff like that. Ah, what he does find though, as he's calming them down, is the goblin boss had two potions of animal friendship on her and a sealskin pouch containing 13 silver pieces, 25 copper pieces, and a bone whistle. And each of the other goblins. So it's over
Get off
here.
me, cat. Ah!
Are you typing, Jesse?
I was had to get the cat off me first. Okay, 13 silver.
Okay.
25
13
copper, you
silver,
said?
25 copper, one bone whistle, and then let's see here.
Well, that's me 5 copper for everybody.
And then by the time you
That's easy
raid,
math.
by the time you raid the rest of the bodies, you come up with another 37 silver pieces. I'm sorry, copper pieces in pouches. Okay. All right.
The ingots are still there.
Huh?
Ingots, how many of those are still there?
Okay. All of the ingots are there. 300 iron ingots are wrapped in thick burlap and tightly secured to the sled with leather straps. Each ingot weighs 2 pounds and is stamped with a foaming mug symbol of the Battlehammer clan. All right. So yeah, that is where we're at for now. I think that's a good place to end this because you still have to get back to Tremaine and stuff like that, and you've got to spend a couple, I would say probably at least a day here working on the polar bears and getting them more docile. Now, you can attach the other 2 sleds to the back of this sled as well and carry it back that way.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. The polar bears could become permanent allies.
They could. It depends on how you guys handle this and what you do with them. All right.
Is one of them pregnant? Is one of the polar bears pregnant?
Not that you know of. I mean, why?
I'm just wondering if Korgash might have to deliver a polar bear coat.
All right. All right. So that's where we're going to end it tonight. This was week 5. So you guys advance to level 4.
Woo!
Wow. All right. I'm going to end our live stream.